NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast, is made possible through contributions from listeners like you. To help support the podcast and to earn exclusive rewards, head to www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. That's www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. Believe it!
Hey everyone, this is Naruto Uzumaki, and you're listening to NaruTalk. Believe it!
Hello everyone and welcome back to NaruTalk, the greatest podcast ever to be all about Naruto. I'm your host, Liam English.
Wait, can I introduce everyone?
I'm sorry, Raj. I was words away from introducing you.
I just want to introduce this one.
Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm
Wait,
Raj.
are you starting from the beginning again?
No, I'm Raj. To my right, we have...
Are you going to say me again? Oh, okay, so you are starting from the top. I'm Liam.
Okay. With us, as always, is our special guest, Emma Smith.
What?
Say hi,
As
Emma.
always.
Say,
Hi,
Emma, say
Emma,
hi.
welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
Wow, Emma, you sound less racist. All right. And
It's true.
always the wonderful Ali Caruso.
Hi.
Wow, Ali.
Wow, Raj, excellent work on your practice intro. Unfortunately, you got two of those guests wrong. I am, of course, joined, as always, by my co-host, Raj. Raj, I learned your last name over the summer.
What?
Do you want me to start saying it? It's up to you. You get to decide now.
Flip a coin.
Guys.
All right, say
Heads.
it.
Okay. With me, as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Raj Maz. Oh, fuck, I don't know it. Okay, never mind. And today we are not joined by the usual Emma, and because Emma's gone, she's no longer a special guest host. And we're also not joined by Ali Caruso because she had a class and couldn't record now, and this is kind of the only time we can. We are, however, joined by very special first-time guest, Morgan Williamson.
Hello.
Woo! How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Also good.
That's fantastic.
And Katie Sidari.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'd never know if it's Sidari or Sidari.
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 I mean, it's
I'm
actually
still
Sidari,
a friend,
but I say it
Sidari.
wrong.
Well, we're all learning.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah, so before we get started, do you two have any experience with anime or like long form cartoons or anything like that? You know, like Teen Titans or Ben 10?
I've watched a couple animes. I've watched some of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
Oh.
and Blue Exorcist.
Solid.
Also
solid.
sad.
A couple
yeah.
other ones.
Damn. So you're coming
haven't,
in hot,
haven't
hot,
finished
hot.
any of them.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
they're all
Understandable.
cool. So.
Give them a peek.
I've also watched a few animes. I've seen, probably my favorite is Your Lie in April, and I've seen Erased and Death Note and a bunch
Classic.
of other things that I'm
Fuck
not gonna
yeah.
remember. I saw some of
Awesome.
Assassination Classroom, and that was weird.
Oh,
I
no, that was
stopped.
great. That was really
But
This is, okay, truth be told, that's way more than me. Raj
Yeah.
probably knows some of those.
I knew. Yeah, I know those.
I literally have watched Naruto, and I'm a huge fan, but I don't know that many, to be honest.
okay.
Oh, also, note for the listeners, Katie has been mentioned before because she used to be Emma's roommate. So there's ties all over the place.
The lore expands.
Anyways, I have some things to talk about before we get into the episode. One of which is, so the way that I got into Naruto, I've told this story on the podcast before, but I had an older cousin who had a Naruto manga volume, and I like found it, and he was older than me, so I thought it was so cool and stuff, right? So anyways, I checked in with him to see what he's doing now, right? It's been like 10 years, maybe more, and he's in jail on 7 felony charges of selling mushrooms.
Wow. Okay.
So I thought that was too good to not bring up at some point.
Wow.
So is Naruto a gateway to felony crimes?
Join along and find out.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, and do join along because the conceit of this podcast, if this is your first time listening, is that 2 longtime fans and 2 newcomers to the series watch 2 to 4 episodes of Naruto every week, and we talk about it, and that's it. Anyways, Raj, did you learn how to skateboard?
Oh, yes. So, hey, Raj, this is future you.
You can't talk to yourself in the past.
Well,
Wait.
hey, Raj.
Because he used the podcast before to talk to himself in the future, but it's...
Okay, so hey, Raj, in the future, if you invent time travel and talk to yourself in the past, you did it. You did learn how to skateboard.
Hey!
Woo! It took 4 solid months. I've only fallen twice, and both times heard a lot.
That's impressive, though.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad, and I appreciate everyone who supported me on the journey.
Yeah. There's Naruto news today, which is kind of interesting. We don't have a news segment because Naruto ended in like 2014, so why would there ever be news? But there's a video game coming out. It looks terrible. Moving on.
Some podcast news. I'm a big fan of music, and a band I'm a fan of is named Cigarettes After Sex. Today they announced their second album. And officially, according to Stereo Gum, the 6th track is known as Hentai. Now, I don't know if that's
it all ties together.
I don't know if that's the impact of NaruTalk and the power of our supporters,
right.
But keep at it, fellas.
Also, Naruto was kind of big over the summer. Did either of you guys see the Area 51 meme?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I know nothing about memes.
But that one was like a big one.
That was huge. It was
I know
insane.
nothing about memes. I live under
So
a
we're
rock.
not going to bring Katie.
No, there was this whole thing of let's all storm Area 51 and find out what's going on there. But in the post it said let's all Naruto run to Area 51. And so I kept commenting on
everything.
everything.
In the group chat?
Maybe.
Probably.
If it was in the group chat, then I probably saw it.
Yeah. But anyways, it was a big deal. It was Naruto related. I thought I should bring it up. But I don't know. That's all for the intro. That's all for the podcast. That's the whole episode.
That's it.
No,
Thanks for coming.
Today the episodes that we're watching are 20, 21, and 22, which is the beginning of the Chunin Exams arc. And without any further ado, let's NaruTalk about it. We open back in the Leaf Village with the upbeat music letting us know that we are well and truly out of the Land of Waves arc's violent, serious tone.
The music was insane.
Yeah, it started with like goofball, kind of just fun, and the last arc that we recorded about last time was like all death, all fight, all the time. Mm-hmm. So the fact that this episode opened with just...
Yeah, I was very confused. This was the first... Well, these were the first series of Naruto episodes I have ever watched, ever. And I didn't know what to expect, but it 100% was not at all what happened. It started and I was like, am I watching the correct thing?
It did not start particularly ninja-y.
But that's a testament to all of our fans. If you don't even watch Naruto and just listen to the podcast, you can keep along.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's early morning and Naruto is just getting out of bed to eat buttered toast for breakfast. His house is covered in scrolls, papers, and empty ramen containers. Oh. Naruto loves ramen.
Me too.
Well, sure. I mean, don't we all? And his milk has gone bad again as he left it out overnight.
That was so sad.
Yeah, so there's an episode devoted almost entirely to Naruto getting diarrhea because he drinks bad milk in the beginning. I think it's like the second episode of the entire show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was why he shook the milk and it was chunky, and it's a little callback.
Oh.
It's like, oh, more spoiled milk.
At least he learned his lesson.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, when he didn't drink it, I was like, yes. King.
Yeah.
Way to not drink spoiled milk. He locks up, gives himself a weird little pep talk, and then he runs forward into the next story arc. Sakura and Sasuke await Naruto's arrival on a nearby bridge.
Ooh, it runs forward into the next story arc.
Yeah,
that was
good,
nice.
right? Yeah.
That was clean.
And Naruto eagerly greets Sakura, only to pout when he sees Sasuke's there too. Sakura laments this bitterness has been commonplace between the two ever since their return from the Land of Waves.
That's awkward.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like
hella awkward, bro. And then we see the little inner Sakura. That's how they represent her
Yeah.
feisty spirit.
That was the first thing that I noticed. So when I went into this, I went into it in a very artistic-based mindset.
Sure.
Because fun fact about Katie and I, we were both in the visual arts department here at school. Katie just watched it to watch it, but I was very much so focused on the art of it because I love animation and I think it's so cool, and I've learned a lot of things over the years on how people animate things to make it feel a certain way, because obviously a lot of Naruto is not... It's not a million frames. It's repeated frames, and it's so incredible. And the first thing that I noticed was the tension between Naruto and Sasuke. They do strobing effect, which is when they repeat the same frame or the same like 2 or 3 frames over and over and over again, and it creates this tension between characters. And it's used a lot of times in like flip books and like small animations. And I saw that and I was like, that's so cool.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Emma's Literary Analysis Corner has returned through Morgan.
Shout out, Emma.
That was excellent.
Insane.
I love learning.
For real.
Well, Inner Sakura demands that Kakashi hurry up and save her from these two fucking bickering. Kakashi, however, arrives late, he does this all the time, and says that he got lost on the path of life.
I love that. I
Okay,
really
so
do.
Kakashi's the sensei. I didn't
Yeah,
know his
yeah.
name.
Oh, yeah,
What are you
yeah,
talking
Kakashi,
about?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I
Cereal.
remember that. Okay.
They get, after they graduate ninja, like, elementary school, they get split up into squads led by one sensei.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Naruto vehemently demands another mission, freaking out Kakashi, who tells him to calm down. And this is the start of a ton of roasts that Kakashi lays down throughout these episodes.
Taking no hostages, bro.
Yeah, no, he tells it like it is. Naruto immediately turns his energy into glaring at Sasuke, to Sakura's dismay, and he fantasizes about rescuing Sasuke instead of the other way around, which is what usually happens.
Man, that was interesting.
Yeah, of course he daydreams about Sasuke.
Don't we all?
Well,
I
it's
mean,
true.
yeah.
Hey, he's the village hottie. What can I say?
Local hottie, bro. Insane.
Kakashi calls him back to reality, and Sakura begs him to be less annoying as the group sets out on a montage of their missions for the day. First, they must weed a garden. Very ninja, right?
Yes, of course.
Naruto stays competitive, getting so into it that he pulls up not just the weeds, but all the plants, enacting the gardener's wrath.
Bro, so all day,
She's the gardener?
all day for
I don't know.
For
the
some
owner
odd-
of the garden.
some odd reason, I have been in conversations at least 5 times about Animal Farm.
Mhm.
So when I saw this scene, all I saw was a strange, well, probably nothing to do with communism, but the fact that Naruto is the Industrial Revolution happening onto the people
Oh
of
yeah,
Japan.
because they have like some future stuff and some
Yeah.
old stuff. Yeah.
And they're destroying all the agriculture.
Well, I don't think that's what that was a metaphor
Bro,
for
man,
at all.
For real, he was like weeding and shit.
He certainly was. Team 7 then picks up litter in the river, and I was like, oh, if only Emma could see them now. While Kakashi lazily reads in a nearby tree, and Naruto's almost swept away by a waterfall downstream after falling, but as always, Sasuke rescues him, calling him a loser.
Like the thinnest rope.
Yeah.
That shit was like one.
That's
deep.
sort of their, like, you know, he calls him a loser.
Yeah.
Term of endearment.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
not anymore.
Oh, yeah, now it's
not-
getting a little...
Not,
getting a
now,
little feisty.
Yeah, straight up spice.
Yeah. Finally, the group walks dogs in the forest, and Naruto, who chose a massive dog to show off,
Big
is
motherfucking
dragged
dog, bro.
into a fenced-off minefield.
Yeah, they just like blew him up immediately into it. I was so confused. I was like, they just do that? I thought he, like, I was like, did they just kill off the dog immediately? And then they were like, fine, but still, I was like, what?
Yeah, it was a little weird that there was just a minefield in Naruto.
Just like casually there, that why did he just happen to wander into a
I know.
minefield?
Oh, be careful in the forest, little Timmy. There's that minefield.
You know, anything to get that character development that didn't
Yeah.
happen yet.
Dude, when I saw this episode, all I could think about is, there's always a giant fence.
There's always a
There's a
giant
giant
fence.
fence.
There's fences going up all over our campus. and
Everywhere.
There's always a giant fence. You know, the one that now you can't get to the food place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the food place.
I don't know. I'm trying to stay vague. Even though we've definitely said where we go to school like 7 times. Anyways, Sakura and Sasuke scold Naruto as they help him back through the village, prompting Naruto to yell at Sasuke, Sakura to yell at Naruto, and Kakashi to worry about how bad their teamwork has been lately.
Wow, what a great sensei. He's just worrying about them and being so sweet
I
and caring.
love the way that he like just cannot stand their bullshit.
It's very similar to all college professors ever.
Yeah.
They
It's a
watch
little
it all
real.
and they're like, I'm sorry, but I don't care.
Naruto blames their bickering on Sasuke, demanding to know why Sasuke thinks he's better than everyone else, but Sasuke counters that he only thinks he's better than Naruto, who, he sneers, he exceeds in every way.
Lay down some ass beating there, bro.
Well,
Verbal beatdown.
I mean, the show's not called Sasuke, buddy.
holy shit, that's
No, but maybe it should be. Sakura observes that the two boys are getting along worse than ever before, and Kakashi decides to disband the group for the day. Sakura tries to ask Sasuke on a date under the guise of team building, but he rejects her outright, saying she's as bad as Naruto.
That was painful, bro.
I know, that was
sucked.
cold-blooded.
We shit on her all the time, but we never go that far.
Being that this was your first episodes, did you understand how much of a roast that was?
Yeah, like, I felt it. It was a little bit too reminiscent of high school for me.
Isn't canon that Sakura is into Sasuke? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
okay. I wasn't sure if that was just okay. I wasn't sure if
Very
that was like talked
clearly.
about.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
It was very obvious, but like I wrote that.
It's,
Question.
Yeah,
it's
no,
the
it's-
classic love story.
Okay.
Yeah.
The girl wants the guy,
So that's why it's
and the guy
extra
doesn't want the
painful
girl, but
because-
another guy wants the
Yeah.
girl. And it's like, what are you gonna do?
Classic
Yeah.
love triangle,
Yeah,
bro.
it's the
You know.
classic Chad, Stacy,
And Kakashi's just
incel.
sticking his fingers
Wow,
up
that was
Naruto's
a good
butthole.
They don't know the context.
Sorry,
of
this is
that.
sorry. Listen to the second episode of our podcast. I don't know what to tell you. There's a scene that Kakashi does that. Anyways, look, okay. There's a jutsu. Okay. So you know how they make hand signs when they do jutsu or whatever?
Yeah.
They're like magical little
Yeah.
techniques.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, there's a scene in one of the episodes where they're training, and Kakashi flies behind Naruto, and he makes like the symbol with the fingers up, you
Yes.
know, and the rest of them folded, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, he's gonna unleash the like craziest fucking jutsu ever," and then he just jams him up Naruto's ass, and he calls it 1,000 years of death.
Oh my god.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, it takes Naruto down.
Yeah, no, it beats him.
Like, I won't lie.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's an effective move.
Yeah, it's a powerful jutsu. Anyways, Sasuke tells Sakura that she should practice her jutsu instead of flirting because in that regard, she's even worse than Naruto.
Fuck.
Yeah. Sakura is absolutely crushed, recognizing how little she's done to help the team thus far, and quickly turns to anger when Naruto offers her the same date proposition that she offered Sasuke. Hypocrite. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Kakashi leaves as Naruto is suddenly chased around by a poorly made rock disguise. It just kind of like shows up behind him. It's like clearly a box painted with two
That
eye
was the
holes.
funniest thing ever. Because he goes, there's no such thing as square rocks, but it's literally on like a brick pathway,
Yeah.
which bricks are
Square rocks.
like, I just.
Well,
Okay.
that's an excellent point. I can't argue with the existence of bricks. But yeah, it's like it does the thing where it like shows the vision of the people sneaking up on the people.
Yes.
And the box like runs up on him and then it chases him around for a while before eventually he calls out how terrible the costume is.
Bro, that entire Scooby-Doo chase.
Yeah,
was
for
so
real.
funny.
Terrible.
And Scooby-Doo's owned by AT&T, and so is Naruto, so
Sponsor us.
Oh, well,
Conspiracy theory?
sure. But yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is Scooby-Doo meets Naruto.
Oh, I'd rather have money, but
Oh,
yeah.
sure. I mean, yes. I mean, if AT&T wants to buy us, that'd be great. Of course, I would sell my soul in an instant.
Oh.
In a I mean, look, yeah. I
We
would.
do it like
It's
every
true.
episode. We're willing to sell out immediately at that point.
In a flash of way too much colored gunpowder. Also, I'm sorry, gunpowder? Are there...
Guns, bro.
Yeah, what?
No. So remember that the scene where the woman beats up Naruto for destroying her garden?
Yeah,
You know when she like attacks him?
Yeah.
That was all gunshots.
yeah, she... Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like
she-
1,000.
And then after that like sequence, he had a black eye.
Exactly.
That's from a bullet.
Yeah.
Classic.
It just went,
The classic black eye after a bullet.
What I don't understand is that they talk about gunpowder and minefields in this episode, and that is not the world that the show takes place in. Like, what is going on?
No,
they're
it's
just
the other
testing your
part.
suspension of disbelief.
Yeah,
Like,
Bro,
Yes.
this is what like the village of the hidden mist, like the
Yeah.
people who have to deal with Gato instead of
Yeah, like the gangsters and shit. Yeah, but it's just so weird. Anyways, the people in the box reveal themselves. Konohamaru has gotten himself a new look and a new squad, consisting of Moegi and Udon. This motherfucker who's such a nerd that his opening statement is, I love algebra.
Call me Udon. It's like shut up.
Like, Naruto comes out, I want to be Hokage.
I
This motherfucker
love
comes out,
Algebra.
Give me some math. Now, in the first episode, before Naruto got that headband, he wore goggles. And that's why all these kids are wearing goggles, because they want to look like him.
Got it.
And that's why he gets creeped out by that.
Wait, so what are the headbands? I actually wrote that question. Why
Oh, yeah,
do they
for
all have
sure.
those headbands and what's the logo?
Well, so there's the Ninja Academy, and this is important because this is kind of what all these episodes are about. There's the Ninja Academy, which is kind of like, what did we say, ninja up through maybe high school?
No, because they're like 12 and 12.
But like it's the equivalent in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
And then you graduate from there, and that's when you get your ninja headband, and you become a genin, which is like that's like when you're in that squad that's led by somebody else.
Okay.
And then you can take what we talk about later in this episode, the Chunin Exams, to become, that's like college level.
Okay.
And then there's Jonin, which is what Kakashi is, their teacher, and that's like your master's degree.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Got it.
Yeah. We broke it down like that before, so I think that's just the easiest way to explain it, you know?
Because I knew about the headbands, but I didn't know about the quote-unquote grade levels.
Yeah, the little ranking system.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters, but not everyone has to wear them as a headband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
some
notice
people
that,
have
and I
hats
really
and,
enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Somebody was
People
wearing it
work
as a
them in.
belt, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Bro,
fashion.
you have to
Naruto, but make it fashion.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but make it fashion. And yeah, Naruto gets a little creeped out that they're all wearing goggles to look like him, but and Konohamaru has to kind of save face in front of his friends, you know? They want to play with Naruto, but Naruto knows that he won't have time to actually train if he keeps letting them follow him around. Sakura, depressed from her rejection, comes over just to mock them. I'm sorry, Katie, you watched these more recently than I did. Why did she go over there? Was it just to bully them?
Yeah.
I guess. So. I don't know. I don't really
Like,
know.
that's what I wrote, and when I reread it to edit this document, I was like, did she really? I mean, I wouldn't put it past
Yeah,
her.
no, she's just angry.
I don't remember specifically, but I didn't write anything down.
Konohamaru wonders who Sakura is, guessing that she's Naruto's girlfriend. When Naruto doesn't deny this, Sakura punches him, drawing kind of a lot of blood.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Especially for a kid's show. It's like, what the fuck?
There was more fun little animation tidbits that
Sure.
I noticed. Because
Absolutely.
that's literally, I was like, oh, that's fun. I know what that is.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times animators, when they're doing short animations in a scene where it is anger, but not like a
Pure
fight scene anger, it's
Yeah.
like that kind of friendly, you're annoying me anger.
Definitely.
They use a general motion in the face where it isn't a specific emotion, but it kind of looks like their face is twitching. So their eyebrows will move, their eyes will move,
Oh, yeah.
and sometimes the corners of their mouth will move.
Yeah.
And they do the same kind of strobing effect, but a little bit slower, so less frames. But it kind of gives you the feeling that, like, that feeling of when the anger's building up. And then I noticed that then and a few other times throughout the episodes.
When they, like, fucking twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can curse on this? I wasn't sure.
Oh, on the
Oh,
podcast?
no,
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
curse like
dude,
you
we
want.
talk about, like, so much shit.
Okay.
It's so bad.
Did you just notice that now?
Yeah, I just noticed.
He said
and
fuck at least
okay.
25 times since we started this.
I wanted to ask, but I
No,
didn't.
we swear we definitely talk about
Yeah.
drugs, possibly too much.
Yeah. We
All right,
endorse, like,
got it.
well, we don't endorse, but we talk about cigarette smoking.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Because it's
Emma's
cool.
told me that.
Very cool.
Look, I'm not saying cigarettes are cool. All we're saying is every advertisement and piece of media I've ever seen has told me they look cool.
And they're not wrong.
Well,
Oh my.
who am I? Who am I to argue with big cigarettes? Please sponsor us, Marlboro.
Or anti-smoking, if you want to fund
Or
us.
anti-smoking, yes.
We can lean either way.
My roommate is definitely gonna listen to this podcast. He was
Legend.
watching Naruto earlier, and he definitely smokes cigarettes. So I hope that he takes this in the best possible way.
You're the coolest, and we love you a lot.
Hell yeah! Shout out Nick.
Shout out Nick.
So Sakura punches Naruto. He crashes into the fence. It's destroyed and everything. And Konohamaru calls Sakura an ugly witch. So she beats him up too.
Fucking knocks
Even though
him out,
he's definitely like 6 or 7.
honestly.
But, you know, I guess you...
Girl power.
Yeah, gotta do what you... Sure, beat up little kids.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yes.
Hey, fuck...
Equality.
Yeah, fuck the patriarchy even in preschool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Start him young.
While recovering from his beating, Konohamaru comments on the size of Sakura's forehead, prompting her to charge at the group for another round and forcing them to run
Okay,
away.
I had a problem with this because
for it.
everybody hates on 5 heads.
Uh-huh.
But as a person who has a 5 head,
About representation.
I think she wears her hair very nicely to, you know.
I think she... You know what? There's actually a story reason for that. Like, I swear to God, in some
What?
later episodes, they break down why she wears her hair that way.
Well, because as somebody who has to style her hair in very particular ways so I don't look like I have a cone head,
Uh-huh, sure.
you know, I get it.
I think that you could do some excellent Sakura cosplay.
Honestly.
Maybe.
And I mean that in only the best
Thank
way.
you.
I have been defending Sakura since day one. Anyways, taking the lead, Konohamaru rams into 2 new characters, ceasing the slapstick foolishness. And there's like a hard turn in the tone of the episode here. An imposing man with face paint and a mummy-like package on his back, and a girl with a giant fan on hers.
What was with the mummy on his back? Like, that was just, it looked like he had just like a dead guy strapped
These
to him.
2 are new to us, too. We don't know.
Yeah, we have no clue.
Yeah, like these 2 are new to this episode.
Maybe it's like a big brush.
Maybe it
That's
is a dead
so
guy.
It seemed
knows?
like it was just a dead guy. Like,
Well,
he
yeah.
just like, killed somebody and was like, let me carry him around on my back for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a power move.
That is about
Killing someone and carrying them around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, frankly, it's great for your glutes.
It's great for the police so they can catch you.
But, well, you know, you carry around for breeze, too. I mean, it's gonna start smelling at some point. Oh, yeah, but they are pretty creepy looking.
Yes.
Yes. Both of them have a previously unseen symbol on their headbands. They're not from the Leaf Village.
Similar to an hourglass.
Oh, yes. Did you write that?
No.
Oh, way to be descriptive, bro. Meanwhile, Kakashi hands in Team 7's mission reports, and Iruka inquires about Naruto's well-being.
Bro, you blushed here.
Yeah, dude, this was crazy. So,
Terrifying.
for you two, Iruka is Naruto's... He taught at, like, the Ninja Academy. Remember, like, before they're Genin, before they get the headbands. And, so Naruto grew up without parents. There was, like... It doesn't matter, the whole backstory, basically. But Naruto grew up without parents, and Iruka sort of, like, would take him to dinner and took, like, a special interest. And now that Naruto's growing up, that's why it's so weird, because, like, he basically raised him.
okay.
But it is a little creepy how much he's like, I haven't been able to spend time with Naruto lately.
Bro, he speaks like a robot.
He does. So Raj famously hates his voice acting.
I really do.
But
Oh.
I started to get that in these
Yeah.
episodes.
I don't know. They're just not giving him the same quality in the mixing.
Yeah.
I think, because everyone else is recording. I don't know why they would just fuck him up for no reason. They probably hate him too.
Yeah, that's honestly could be. Unless he wants to be on the podcast, in which case he's great.
We love you.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
you have to pander.
Oh, yeah, no. We'll sell out. We don't give a fuck.
But yeah, Iruka only asks about Naruto, and Kakashi kind of scolds him for his creepy little favoritism.
Yeah.
Reminding him that Sasuke is also in the group, and describing the way that Naruto constantly strives to exceed Sasuke's abilities, predicting that Naruto may someday surpass Iruka.
That was hard.
Yeah, well, Iruka probably sucks at ninja stuff.
Oh, no, for real. He got beat up by TA.
That's true. First episode, he does get beat up by a TA.
Oh.
Absolute fucking beatdown.
A hawk flies over the Leaf Village concerning Kurenai and Asuma, who are 2 other leaders of squads,
Okay.
as their teams train and eat, respectively. You know, I don't know if you remember, there's only like one.
That whole eating sequence
Uh-huh.
went on for so long.
The kid eating the
Yes.
chips? Yeah.
Like, so long. The rest
They
of them
wanted
were
you
just
to
so
know.
respectful and just, like, calming. He was going hard, and I was like, there's no way there's that much food in that container that you can eat that loudly for that long.
It's a different world.
I just think it's a clever point because they want you to hate it because everyone around him is annoyed. Like, the way those other 2 characters were looking at him, they, like, wanted him dead.
Well, I want him
yeah.
dead, too,
Yeah.
so they succeeded, I
Exactly,
guess.
yeah. It's a good way to push
And
emotion.
it's one of the first times that we're meeting him, so they want you to know this motherfucker's hungry.
Yeah.
He's got to hit Morgan's room for the snacks.
I was okay. So Morgan, she's previously told us that she has a large amount of snacks, and I enter her room obviously, and I was like, Morgan, I hear word around town is on the block. You have a lot of snacks, and I turned around, I turned back. Suddenly, there's 3 full crates of an assortment of snacks, ranging from graham crackers in the shape of bunnies and variety options to Nutella sticks. Hershey's.
3 bins and 2 boxes. Like, there's,
Insane.
No, I
Like, it's a
don't.
lot.
Probably some
2 little
Doritos
boxes,
too.
Because
I
the
have
Nutella's
one-
separate.
What? I have that
Oh,
large
wait, that
bin.
was just a box that Liam was wearing as a hat.
Oh, sure.
Mind.
Yes.
We also have
Wait.
Liam wearing a hat made out of a box. So
Wait.
that's what we're doing.
So, because Morgan now has less bins because she's consolidated and put the snacks together.
Because, yeah.
Right. But you
That's
thought
it.
the
But
boxes.
I was thinking that the box
No,
was
that was
still
a
full
box
of
for my
Nutella.
head.
No, it was not
Yeah,
full of
that
Nutella.
was-
Wait, I'm sorry.
It was full of
Liam's
Liam.
head.
Sorry, you thought that I put my head into a box that was full of Nutella?
Yeah, I kind of.
Was it? Do you imagine the Nutella loose in the situation?
That's that's a hilarious image,
And
so
I'm just
I hope
dunking
so.
it in.
Again, would you not?
Well, I don't want it to get in my hair. I'd go face first.
But then you could have a nice dark brown hair.
Well, I can't argue with that.
Maybe we can do it.
Maybe we should dye my hair with Nutella. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I should.
And then if you get hungry, you just...
Back with Naruto and his little crew, the face-painted man, whose name is Kankuro, has picked up Konohamaru by his scarf menacingly, and the girl with the fan warns him not to start trouble.
Bro, I don't get how. Okay, I know it's probably some stupid reason, but like,
Sure.
how is Konohamaru getting hurt by this? He's grabbing him all scarf.
Bro,
He literally was like, "Ow, stop! It hurts!" And I was like,
Like,
"That's your scarf,
yeah.
honey. You weigh like 5 pounds. You're like 9."
to be fair, Konohamaru's learning from Naruto, and Naruto's a whiny little bitch. So
That's fair.
You got me there.
no, but also being lifted up by the scruff of your shit, that's gotta hurt.
It's gotta
No,
annoy
but-
your neck at least.
No, I think
Yeah.
because this dude who's carrying around a dead body all day probably has enough strength to where
Yo,
it's nothing.
this motherfucker's jacked as all
yeah,
hell. Yeah.
his core must be insane.
And his glutes?
glutes.
Oh.
Oh, my god.
Way to bring back the word glutes.
Welcome.
Intimidated, Sakura apologizes for the whole mess, and Naruto charges Kankuro to rescue Konohamaru. Like I said, whiny little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
With a simple wiggle of his finger, however... Wow. You don't think about how little you say the word wiggle until you
Say
have
it out
to.
loud.
Yes, with a simple wiggle of his finger, Kankuro knocks Naruto to the ground, noting how weak Leaf Genin seemed to be.
Ooh, roasted.
I know,
Snap.
for
Oh,
Did
real.
you just
Wow.
snap but not say snap?
Yeah. Well, cause like I don't know. You're right. It's a audio
bot.
medium.
No,
There's no way anyone could see that.
But I did it for you because you did it right as I
Ready?
said, "Oh snap!"
Wait, I'm gonna snap again, but
Okay.
silently. You say it.
Snap.
Pretty good.
Why don't you
So-
just snap with sound?
Because
It's not the
saying,
same.
but even in this scenario, you'd have to be like, "Oh snap!" Like this, what? That
Oh yeah,
doesn't-
that's just gonna
it's not the
sound
point.
like
That's true.
some sort
Okay.
of
I
click.
can't wait for the people who zone out at this part and all they hear is doo doo.
Yeah. Like, no, Raj once said that in classical piano concerts, they bang on notes sometimes to wake people up.
That might be true.
It's a good theory.
That's so funny.
We should ask Jacob.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should. Let's write to him.
Hang on.
Dearest Jacob. No, he better listen to the podcast. Jacob, write in. NaruTalkPod@gmail.com.
Has Jacob been mentioned before?
Definitely not. No, we try not to name drop people, but
Yeah.
then also we break all rules all the
For
time.
context, Jacob is a fantastic piano and organist.
Organist.
Now he's an
Yeah.
organist.
Yeah.
Yes, but he still can play the piano.
Very
That's
well.
true.
He went to school here last year and he transferred this year. I don't know where he goes now, and we probably shouldn't
But
say.
wow.
Yeah.
But,
Far from home, but always in our hearts.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And still in
And
our
a
group
moment of
chat.
silence.
I really don't know where he goes now.
It doesn't
Somewhere.
It's
matter.
bad.
It certainly doesn't
Cool.
matter to this Naruto podcast.
That's true.
Does he go to the fucking ninja village?
Whoa.
Oh, I guess unless. That's an excellent point, Raj. Moegi and Udon call out for their leader, and Naruto continues to threaten the unfamiliar ninja, forcing Sakura to physically restrain him. Kankuro gleefully describes how he plans to beat Konohamaru and Naruto, raising his fist to punch his first victim when, suddenly, a rock flies forth and knocks his hand aside, freeing the Hokage's grandson.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
The entire time, they didn't, like, Konohamaru didn't think once to say, I'm the Hokage's grandson.
I know! He was repping that shit like crazy before.
So, I mean, on one hand, you could have easily gotten out of that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, character development.
I know.
He doesn't wanna
Well, we gotta explain that a
crutch
little
on
bit.
Yeah.
that.
So
I have no idea what's going
the
on.
Hokage is the leader of the Leaf Village.
Yes.
He's that motherfucker with the crystal ball later in the episode.
Yes,
The
yes, yes. I
honcho.
have notes on him too, also.
Oh, good. I'm excited.
Did you write how gross he looks? Because he looks really
He
gross.
does look wretched as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's old people. Unless it's
Unless there's an old
yeah.
person who would be willing to pay us, then you're
Exactly.
delightful.
We'll tell you you're beautiful.
yes, patreon.com/NaruTalk.
Notoriously anti-boomer.
Incredible.
But from any money, I'll go Zoomer.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so the Hokage's the leader of the village, and the village is actually called Konoha, like that's its full name. So that's where Konohamaru gets his name.
Oh.
Yeah, and basically his whole life he hated his name because nobody ever called him Konohamaru. People called him the honorable grandson or the grandson of the great third Hokage, you know? And so, but he would also like kind of use his privilege when it benefited him.
Oh, so he's like a white guy.
Like a white guy, exactly. So I'm well versed to mansplain this character. This is the moment I've been waiting for my whole... Hold on, let me spread out on this chair. But at least we have chairs now. And we're
I
not...
wish I could see that we're all 4 of us squished on 3 chairs.
This is the
we're mansplaining.
luxury.
This is amazing. We've came from the gutters.
Yeah.
We made a bench out of 2 chairs, and there's 3 of us
Yeah.
on it.
Oh, we're just saving space all the time.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to be all 4 of us on 1 chair.
Oh, yes.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta
After
do.
clown
frankly.
classes, we'll be
Oh,
able
yeah,
to.
hell yeah. Did you see... Yeah, so I'm taking a circus skills class. Did you see the pictures from that?
Yes.
Incredible.
Should I post them on our
Yes.
Patreon?
Yes,
Okay.
All right.
absolutely.
Cass
Give
hasn't
us the
seen them.
dollar
He's in
and you
that
can see them.
picture.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. He's... Yeah, our friend Cass is also in my...
We have
This is
friends.
so
Circus
We have a lot of
class.
friends.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Shout out
Oh,
our
it's fine.
friends.
Yeah. Cass,
mean-
Cass wouldn't care.
That's like,
Yeah.
that could be anybody.
Yeah. Also, Cass sounds more like a nickname. And it's not even his full name.
It's not.
No. Do you not know his full name?
Don't say his full
Should I reveal it on the podcast? Don't whisper it, Katie. Just say it later. But yeah, so basically, for Konohamaru to not mention that he's the grandson.
Oh, wait. Might as well before I forget it. If you pledge money to our Patreon, we'll add one of the tiers where you'll be able to find out what Kess's real name is.
Oh my god.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, that's the $2 tier. Easy.
Easy.
Once you're in the Discord, ask me anything. I'll tell you.
We'll slip. You have to give us a code.
I'll send you Jacob's address. I don't care. For reference as to why the girls are laughing, Katie wrote down Kess's name.
And we'll take a picture of that. Send it to you.
Yes.
If you donate to
Yeah.
us.
But yeah, so it's a pretty big deal that Konohamaru isn't using his privilege right now, and he's actually like trying to be a little tough.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sasuke, having appeared in a nearby tree branch, lazily holds another rock. He's sort of tossing it up and catching it. You know, I did
He's
not.
a cocky asshole.
Oh, whoa! I thought you liked Sasuke.
What?
Okay.
You're freaking.
I don't like Sasuke. I would fuck Sasuke.
Uh huh.
But I don't like him.
Okay.
Well,
Like, he kind of makes me angry.
join
Yeah.
the club, buddy.
But in like a hot way.
Yeah, like, I would like him to get
Yeah.
mad at me, but he also makes me mad.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of hot. I get it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We've
he
gone to the bone zone. Horny on me.
sexy jutsu, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, Naruto has a jutsu where he transforms into a naked woman. Doesn't matter. Informing Sasuke lays down on Kankuro that he's like Kankuro he's out of his league here. Sasuke is better than this motherfucker. Sakura and Moegi swoon over Sasuke's cool entrance, and so does the girl with the fan, who's like, "Oh shit! All right, this is the hot guy
The
around
music
here."
here is insane.
Yeah, and then he grabs the rock and he crushes it in his hands.
This point, the dust looked so terrible.
I wrote that down.
Yes, it was like what? It was like Microsoft Paint.
Okay.
In different panels.
So what I really noticed with all of the episodes was that all of the most animation, a lot of the movement that you catch is in the line work, but a lot of the movement in this is in the color,
Yeah.
like purely, and I noticed it in like the dust.
So it's like a still image, and they just shift the
And-
color.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was interesting. In some parts, I liked it. Like there was I think it was in episode 21, where there's smoke, and
Yeah.
that was really cool. But the crushed
Well,
rock, I
smoke
was
is
like,
cool.
Smoke
It's,
is
as our
very cool.
cigarettes.
But the crushed rock, I was like, that's not how a rock would crush.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just immediately
just
become
us, though.
sand. It would just
Interesting.
become little particles, and therefore lines.
Right.
Animators
Oh.
fix it.
Learning.
Interesting.
But that's
You know what has a cool art style? Dude, Chowder.
Yeah.
They just kept moving. Like they bounced everywhere and they walk in front of like a
Yeah,
background.
like there's an animation style right now called like Cal Art style or whatever.
Yes.
That's like what Steven Universe and shit is. And like, I like it. Don't get me
no,
wrong.
the background's okay.
But like, Chowder, Flapjack,
Yeah.
when she
Flapjack.
was weird,
Bro, insane.
that's good shit.
Good
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. But anime usually has pretty excellent art.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Depends on the anime.
Ooh, very true.
And it depends on the episode, to be honest.
Also incredibly true.
Yes.
So Sasuke crushes this rock. He tells the kids to get lost. Naruto, blatantly emasculated. Konohamaru, I mean, kind of is. And Konohamaru is like, hey, why can't you be as cool as Sasuke? Which just makes
It's gotta
Naruto
hurt.
even more angry. Yeah,
Oh,
really.
Tiny little angry man.
Naruto?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is, canonically, he's like the shortest one of all of them. Kankuro removes that backpack mummy thing, prompting concern from his compatriot who says, "Oh, you're not going to use the crow, are you?" Which,
what an edge
so, here's my question.
Sure.
Because when that was said,
yes.
You said earlier that the bird that was flying was a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a crow.
So you thought that it could be related?
Yes. Because it all happened at the same time.
Yes.
But then you said hawk, and I was like, oh, maybe it was a hawk. I don't know birds.
That is excellent.
But who knows?
I'm no bird expert.
I don't understand bird law.
I've taken 2 law classes, but it's true. Neither of them were bird law.
Yeah, I've taken years worth of law classes, and quite honestly, I still don't know my amendments.
Yeah.
I don't know my rights.
Yeah. Well, as a minority, buddy, I gotta break something to you right now. You don't have many. Kankuro demands Sasuke come down to fight him, but the arrival of a new character stops Kankuro in his tracks. A red-headed boy with a tattoo on his forehead and a giant gourd on his back has appeared, hanging upside down next to Sasuke in the tree. Who?
Scott Tedderman.
Oh, yes, a redhead. But yeah, it's a very dramatic entrance. What?
Why you gotta be upside down?
Oh, you missed a whole episode about it. It's a...
But that doesn't help explain why he's upside down.
No. So, okay, basically, they had a mission where it was essentially a training exercise where they have to learn where to control their chakra in their body.
Yeah.
And the hardest place to control it all is your feet. So to demonstrate it, Kakashi walked up a tree and then started going straight up and then upside down. And the whole...
So are you just saying that like it's him flexing because that's the hardest place to control your chakra?
Yeah, because they could barely do it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Got it. Okay,
so he's just
that makes
meant
it
to
much
flex.
better because before I was like, oh, is he a bat person? Like, what's going on?
Truly, if I were to turn around and someone was upside down straight up a tree, I'd be impressed.
Yeah,
if
well,
anything,
absolutely.
A great amount of fear would be instilled upon me.
I think that is an impressive entrance. Easy.
And they fall down.
Are you a bat
gravity
person?
stopped working, so they just crack down.
Well, everyone is shocked by his arrival, and Sasuke notes that his approach was completely silent, which should only be possible by like a Jonin or higher. Kankuro nervously greets the fellow outsider, whose name is Gaara. What's up? What's up, buddy?
I have nothing. I was just very convinced he was a bat person, so
are you disappointed?
You're gonna say, I'm Bruce Wayne.
Fuck yeah, bats.
I'm actually Batman. So.
Liam, I thought there would be bats in these episodes.
I was promised bats. I was not given bats.
Well, you know what? Foreshadowing. Who knows?
If no, buddy. Okay, breaking kayfabe here for a second. Talking about Naruto. There's no bats. What are you talking about?
What if there is?
We gotta keep hope.
Oh, right, Raj.
Well, how else are they gonna keep watching?
Yeah, good point.
You're gonna lose me if there's no bats.
All the bat fans out there, they hear this now and they're like, God damn it!
Heartbroken.
Unless there's
a bat across the room.
Unless there's a bat that wants to sponsor us, then there is bats in Naruto.
Oh yeah, well wait, what is the story about chucking a bat across the room?
Oh, have you not heard the story?
I don't think so.
Told it a lot of times since we got back.
Can you summarize it quickly?
Yeah, she was asleep and like rolled over, felt something that was fuzzy, it chucked it across the room. Turns out it was a bat, and they like cut.
That's horrifying.
She really just was asleep.
Yeah, because there was something moving in her bed, and she was like, "Oh, it's my cousin."
Oh,
because it was they were in like a small house. So there was
I'm sorry. There's something moving in my bed. Must be my. Oh wait. Ladies and gentlemen, Google just came alive. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a Google Home that just said hello to us. But no, that's terrifying. Yeah. That's like yesterday.
She grabbed it and squeezed it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, it's squishy and moving. And she threw it and it started flying around the room.
And the lady they were renting the house from was like, okay, guys,
Girls,
go leave
is there
the room.
a bat?
She was just chasing the bat around the room
that's like
with a giant net.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, so the idea of something just appearing next to your bed is fucking terrifying.
No, in the bed. In it.
Well, yesterday, so I keep my, like, literally directly next to my pillow is my desk. And yesterday, I look over, and there's a spider that is, I shit you not, its body was the size of my middle finger. It was
You're not allowed in this room anymore.
No. So it was terrifying. I grabbed a shampoo bottle that had like a press squirt thing, right? And I held that like a trigger. But the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, I was not in the clearest state of mind.
Oh my God.
Sure.
As you really are.
Well, of course. And it must have taken 40 minutes. I was squaring off with this mother. I was like Sasuke and Gaara up in this shit. I mean, and it kept like moving a little bit, and it would grow when it moved. Like its legs would expand, and he would like waddle around.
I am believing your story less and less as you
No, it's
keep
true.
telling details.
I have some pictures. I'll post them on the Patreon or whatever. But I had to come over, and I banged down. But he dodged the first blow.
Bro, you're dreaming about Naruto spiders.
No, this is true. And look, eventually I killed him, and my roommate has now bought peppermint oil and slathered our entire apartment in it.
Why did you just ask
Does
me?
that get rid of spiders?
Yes.
That's what they say.
Insects
Oh.
don't like peppermint oil, and they also don't
Really?
like they don't like eucalyptus.
I know it sounds made up, but everyone's saying
It's
it.
real.
So
I know this
believe
because
it.
I am a vivid user of all of the essential oils.
Do you see a lot of spiders?
No.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Science.
you're expecting
Morgan's
bats
proved
when you're pushing away.
Yeah, bats also hate peppermint.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting bats in my life, just in Naruto.
Oh, of course.
Understandable. When I saw the Naruto intro, I was like, "There's gonna be a bunch of bats in
Yeah.
this." I know it.
Maybe they hate ramen and spoiled milk. At the third Hokage's office, the arrival of alien Genin. I just mean like outside of the village, you know. I didn't know how to write that.
Just out there.
Yeah, the arrival of strange Genin is explained. The hawk from earlier, it was a hawk.
Okay.
It was used to summon the Jonin of the village to the third Hokage's office, and he announces that the Chunin exams will begin in 1 week. And that's the end of episode 20. At the beginning of episode 21, Gaara scolds Kankuro, who desperately tries to excuse his childish behavior. Like, there's like a fear there that you can feel.
Love it.
Yeah, and then Gaara's like, dude, shut up or I'm gonna kill you. And he just goes silent.
Me too.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
That
someone's
was
gonna kill you, sure.
Serious shit.
Yeah, really. Gaara apologizes for Kankuro, and he and Sasuke take, like, they size each other up, like me and a spider. They take note of each other's strength. The three outsiders begin to leave, but Sakura stops them, noting that they are not from the village in the leaves, they're from the village hidden in the sand, and that even though the land of wind and fire are allies, they aren't allowed to enter the Leaf Village without permission.
Dude, that's like police chief, like Ice
That's
Sakura.
so two things. First of all, what the fuck is Sakura gonna
Yeah,
do?
that is wow. She just stood there.
Yeah,
Do you
terrifying.
have permission?
exactly.
I'm gonna tell on you if you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, like
I was
seriously,
like,
she
put your pink hair
clearly
away,
could
calm
not take
down.
them. Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you gonna do? And then this bitch pulled out her like fucking FBI badge and was like, "I'm allowed here. Fuck off." And like Sakura was like, "Okay."
This
I
is
was like,
so
"What?"
meta. Oh my
Just
god.
shuts her down. Yeah, the girl with the fan does. She pulls out a little pass because, and she's even surprised that the Leaf Genin don't know that the Chunin exams are about to happen. Naruto has no idea what anyone is talking about, as always.
Does he ever?
No, really not. But even Konohamaru knows that the Chunin exam is the trial that allows Genin to move to the next rank of ninja, like we talked about before.
Yes.
While this is being explained, the Sand Ninja try to leave again, but Sasuke demands the identity of the boy with the gourd before they can. Although
Gourd.
he's like, yo, what's your name? And the girl with the fan is like, talking to me, Biddy?
Look at me? Huh? Bro, this is where I realized it, but Sasuke's hair is like stupid colors of blue at some point.
Yeah.
It's
I
like-
relate.
It's
Purple.
your hair's purple. No.
Oh, was it blue before? Have you had blue hair?
No,
red.
next time.
Cosplay time.
No, but blue hair fades to that sickly green
And
color.
then I just put more dye over it.
Okay, well, no, then I fully
That's
support
the
that.
secret. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have Sonic blue hair.
Yes, for the Sonic movie to celebrate.
One of my very good friends at home is in love with Sonic and has a Sonic tattoo, and is incredible. And I keep telling her to dye her hair Sonic
I
blue.
have never heard of a.
The Sonic.
Wait, hang on.
That's a brand new sentence.
That is absolutely absurd.
That wow.
Anyways, the redhead introduced
I'm
himself,
not
of
gonna
course,
sleep tonight. Why'd you tell me? that?
imagining this diehard Sonic fan.
That's well. You ever see the YouTube series? It's like Sammy, classic Sonic fan. He's like the 12-year-old who's yelling about.
Oh, it's
like,
that kid yelling. Have you seen that video?
He's like
It's like a meme.
Yeah, because people, he's like, why do you always want 3D Sonic? Let's go back to 2D, and he's just beyond this realm.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Anyways, Gaara of the Desert asks for Sasuke's name in turn, and the two stare each other down for a moment before Naruto jumps in unprompted and introduces himself. Gaara could not give less of a shit. and all three of the Sand Ninja leave, which is fair, because Naruto has really not been impressive at all in these past episodes. Sasuke considers what their arrival could herald, while Konohamaru informs Naruto of how uncool Sasuke makes him seem.
That is... He's just getting more and more.
Everybody's so mean in this show.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's because it's like a kid show and you gotta be quippy, you know? And like...
But like, this is teaching America's youth and other youths.
Yes.
To be mean.
Youth to the world.
Youth.
We are the world.
Youth.
We are
This
the
is
children.
teaching
We are
the
the
youth
children.
around the world.
Yes.
To be mean. Don't be mean.
Yeah.
Be nice.
I was trying to think of a character to tell people to be like, but really everybody's kind of obnoxious in this show. Yeah.
One of the dogs.
Oh yeah.
No, that dude went to a minefield. Don't do that.
And then
One of the ones that doesn't.
And then the other dog abandoned the little kid.
That one. Be that one.
be shooting
Abandoned
star.
Be shooting star.
That was in the last
Abandoned
arc.
children.
Well, I don't know.
If you're
you
a
know.
dog.
Not just a child, the drowning child.
Oh yes.
The dog was also drowning. Saved itself.
Listen to the previous episodes. You'll understand what Rod's talking about. A dog abandoned a drowning child.
Me too.
Morgan's dark secrets revealed. Morgan drowned a child. Exposed. Not clickbait. Sasuke considers what their arrival could herald, while Konohamaru... I already said this part. God damn it. God, I'm falling apart. While the children squabble, another unfamiliar group of ninja with music notes on their headbands menacingly observe.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
You just said ninja. I like you said a group of ninja.
Yeah.
And I noted it in the show. Is ninja the plural of ninja? 'Cause
Yes.
That
Yes.
blew my mind.
I know.
What would it be like, ninja?
Well,
Ninjas?
Yeah.
Well,
With an
wow.
But is it just
Ninja.
It is, yeah, it's
Plurals
just
are
ninja.
Whoa.
stupid, man. Cul-de-sac, ball
I know,
wounds.
yeah,
I hate
absolutely.
this world.
It's the plural of
That's
cul-de-sac, and
It's
this is the
cul-de-sac.
third time. Yeah, cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac.
Because and
I
also
only know that 'cause I
it's
live on
not
one.
it's not like mother-in-law. It's wait. You wouldn't say my mother-in. Fuck, what is it? I don't know.
What?
It's not. I don't know. There's other words like that basically, and it's obnoxious.
Because
I don't
the
know.
English language is terrible. We should all speak
That's crazy.
Klingon.
We should all speak sub. We all should go back to Japanese with subtitles.
We all need
Honestly,
to
we'll
go
be that mad about
back.
it.
With subtitles.
I tried to watch
We
I
just have subtitles on our person.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I started watching it before you said to me again to watch it in English,
Uh-huh.
and I really like watching things with subtitles.
Yeah.
Well, animes with subtitles. And I tried, and I was like,
Not working out.
it's so bad.
want-
It's so not good.
I want to
Wow.
go back to like caveman speak where you just grunt.
Yeah.
Right? We
Hunter-gatherer.
already do that.
Yeah, honestly, we kind of do.
Uh-oh.
When we're on the podcast, you have to really be like, all right, speak in words, not grunts. But yeah, 3 ninja are up in the tree with like this weird music note symbol on their headbands, and they take like a weird menacing interest in Gaara and Sasuke.
Musical kids.
Music kids. It's the damn music conservatory, bro.
Dun, dun, dun.
At the third Hokage's office, the leader asks Kurenai, Asuma, and Kakashi to recommend the students they feel are prepared for the exams, as all of their students have completed the bare minimum requirement of 8 missions to be eligible. Iruka, in the crowd of other advanced ninja, thinks this is a waste of time because he's sure none of his students could possibly be ready.
Come on, man.
I know,
You
way
need
to
shut up.
believe in them.
Yeah.
I know. Like, what the fuck? His first reaction was, nah, they
No,
can't do it.
Not them. No, at first it was like, no, they know they won't be them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this would be no
Like,
one.
he was confident.
Yeah.
They're not even going to try.
Yeah.
Kakashi, however, nominates the entirety of his team, as do Kurenai and Asuma, prompting shock from the crowd and outright indignation from Iruka.
This part right here, I think it was really clever with the show because the title of the episode was "Introduce Yourself, New Rivals,"
Uh-huh.
and at first you think it's meeting Gaara and
Yeah.
but they introduce you to all the other important team members. that you'll know.
Exactly.
So not the characters who look like basics, but with like they have
Yeah.
like cool hair or
Well,
something.
you can really tell what characters have names and which ones don't.
Yes.
It's like when you watch, like, I don't know if you ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh. Everyone's just wearing like a school uniform, white shirt, blue pants, and Yugi's in like 30 chains. His hair is touching the ceiling. He's wearing a humongous Millennium Puzzle. It's like 3 tons.
A classic Millennium
Does that
Puzzle.
mean in the anime of our lives, I'm a named character?
Yeah. Okay, so for context, we're now sophomores, so there's a whole new class of freshmen coming in, and we can clearly tell who's a background character and who might be important at some point, whether significant or insignificant. We do notice that.
Okay, sorry that will probably be a weird edit break there. I had to cough really badly. And I have been thinking for the past like 3 minutes, how am I going to do this? And I don't know.
I was in the middle of a tangent. He started choking me and
cough.
holding me.
Yes, I know, because it kept building up.
Started holding me down,
And then you didn't.
No.
slamming me on a desk.
But the point is, you can tell who's a side character and who isn't by their character design.
Yes.
Yes. That was a lot, guys. That really shook me, alright? I was already...
You want some water, man?
Actually...
Dude, pop some
Kind of, yeah, thank you. Well, Kakashi, Kurenai, Asuma, they all nominate their students, and Iruka's pretty upset by that. Kakashi
Bro,
notes
just
that...
drink the water first. You know Haku, man.
No,
You need
I
two
can
hands.
keep powering through. I'm fine.
You're no one-hand jutsu person.
No, it's fine. Listen, Kakashi notes that he was only 6 when he became a Chunin. And keep in mind, these boys are like 12 and 13, so like that's...
So they're slacking.
Insane.
Well,
That's the boomer state of mind right there.
Yeah,
They're
really.
Slacking.
It dead ass
They're
is.
like, how old are you? 16? When I was 16, I was 17.
Yeah,
Fuck
for
you.
real. That is the boomer mentality. But yeah, Iruka consists that you can't really compare Kakashi to Naruto, but still Kakashi, he's like, even if they fail, honestly, a little humility would probably be good for them. And then he's like, and frankly, they're my students now, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, back off.
He really flopped his dick on the table.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do it sometimes. And I love how Asuma and Kurenai were there, and they were kind of like, oh, this is awkward.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
shut up,
Like,
man.
it's always weird when people are fighting right by
So it's
you.
about this Naruto kid.
Yeah. Well, to sort of smooth everything over, the third Hokage reveals that he intends on performing a special preliminary test.
Ooh, preliminary.
That was perfect. Your ooh covered up the sucking of me sucking on this water bottle.
That was super calculated.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
excellent.
Professionals.
What do you call?
Onomatopoeia.
Timing.
No, what do you call audio work? Foley.
Foley.
Mm.
I'm an excellent Foley.
I mean,
Artist.
I don't know if it was though.
Well, actually, it was distinctly
Because
not.
it wa- it
Yeah,
wasn't
because
a-
we took away a sound effect.
Yeah, it wasn't a produced sound. It was a
Yeah,
it was a Raj noise.
so it was definitively not that.
Raj.
That's what it was.
You have to produce Raj noises. That's what Raj does. That's his specialty.
But only okay.
Later, Team 7 waits for Kakashi on another bridge. Sakura ranting about their sensei's chronic lateness and how she didn't have time to blow dry her hair. And then Naruto's like, yeah, I didn't have time to change my underwear or brush my teeth.
So one,
Ew.
disgusting. 2, when she said that, I really appreciated the fact that the artists went so hard and there was one
piece.
curl.
Yeah.
I know.
One. Her hair looked no different.
Okay. But, like, I kind of get that. Because I feel like I have good and bad hair days, and my hair is nothing.
But her hair looked fine except for one curl, which
piece of
didn't
hair
look
that was
bad.
out of place.
Which they very easily could have like added a bunch of singular like just lines to make it look frizzy.
Uh-huh.
Instead
You're all
of-
about lines, man.
Listen, I'm an artist. I like continuity.
I like lines.
I like lines and I like animation, and sometimes animators suck at their jobs.
Do you say online or inline? Like, oh, I'm going to go wait in line.
Because there's no line that you're standing on. You are in line.
I agree.
But this is because we are upstate New Yorkers-ish.
Yeah.
Just to argue,
I agree
say
that you're
online.
both correct, but I say online.
Yeah,
anyway.
because you are from
I have support
downstate New
now.
York.
Oh, strange.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure that Allie also says online.
Everybody does.
3
Here.
right
There's
there.
like 4 people
Yeah.
that say inline.
I
Because-
agree that inline is
Oh my
correct.
God.
It's just I don't say it.
Right in.
Oh my
Guys.
god, inline or online?
Yeah,
We'll
tweet
make a poll on Twitter.
at NaruTalk
Yeah.
Pod. Yeah. I'm very curious as to what people say.
Because
like,
there's obviously a correct answer, and then there's what Raj says.
and then there's online, too.
Fuck you.
Which is also an option. Anyways, Sakura is disgusted that Naruto didn't brush his teeth or change his underwear, because that's gross, buddy. As Sasuke considers how annoying his teammates are, Kakashi arrives and uses deadass the same excuse he used last episode, which Naruto and Sakura immediately call him out on. Why are you dancing?
Because I wanted to.
Okay, sure. Dance with your words. It's an audio medium.
But I don't have anything to say right now.
Dance with your words.
You're talking.
What does
Finish.
that mean? Is that singing?
I suppose.
Dance with your words. Singing.
Yeah, or just talking.
No, that's called speak sing.
Oh my gosh,
Speak
what if
sing.
the backpacks were on the podcast?
Absolutely not.
Well, we are right now.
No, but
That's
like
true.
singing.
No. I don't know if that would work.
What would
About
we...
Naruto.
Oh, an ode to
song
Naruto?
about
Can we write a
Naruto.
parody of Shallow, but make it Naruto?
All about Naruto? Absolutely. Anyways, Kakashi informs the group that they've been volunteered for the Chunin Exams and hands them registration forms, which he's like, oh, here are your registration forms. And then Sakura goes, registration forms? And then Kakashi kind of breaks the fourth wall. He's like, stop repeating everything I say.
It was like, you're repeating me, Sakura.
Yeah.
It was like, Jesus
It's so
Christ.
weird because, like, I always think that she repeats him because it's, like, a kid show, you know? And they have to sometimes repeat stuff for the kids, but, like, he just called her out on it.
That was all improv. He looked at her in the booth and was like,
Yeah,
shut
and he
the
was like,
fuck up.
bro, you have to stop. Rein it in.
Change your lines.
He tells him to go to the third floor of the academy with the forms signed in 5 days to register. Yeah, third floor, important. And Naruto embraces the Jonin in exhilaration.
This part reminded me that this actual school shit. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
it really is like a school with a building,
I know.
office.
He said third floor in 5 days, and already I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want to wake up for that.
Yeah.
I just was doing that because I didn't notice when they mentioned the third floor the first time. I wasn't paying attention enough, and then it was a big deal later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why-
I also do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, they
So I was like, oh.
yeah, they might not have mentioned it there, but I just, for the outlines fluidity, you know? I wanna
No,
say
he
that.
definitely said third floor. He wouldn't have been like, go to the school.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
Go
true.
there.
Go there. You'll
Do
see
it.
a line. While Team 7 walks back to town, Naruto continues babbling about the exam, imagining a chance to beat Kankuro and Sasuke. He pictures a world where he does so well that the third Hokage just resigns and lets him be the
That
leader.
was amazing.
Not realistic, I guess, but, you know, dream big.
Dream hard. Shoot for the stars.
Yeah. Sasuke, meanwhile, can only think of Gaara, hoping for a chance to battle such strong opponents.
Got a whole man on his mind, bro.
Oh, yeah, well...
It'd be like that sometimes.
Sasuke is canonically gay. He and Naruto kissed in one episode, and they didn't say no
What?
homo, so...
Oh.
And when at one point when Sasuke was going under a lot of pain and he was remembering his best memories of his life, the kiss scene was prominent.
It was there.
It was there.
So,
Interesting.
So he thinks about it fondly.
did you pick up on the sexual tension between Sasuke and Naruto?
Not at all.
No,
I
it was-
didn't pick it up
you-
as sexual tension, but I picked it up as tension.
They were
honestly,
having
because
intercourse one episode.
That's...
No,
What?
No.
I probably would have picked up on sexual tension if I had watched any of the
intercourse.
other episodes.
Oh, yeah.
No, Raj.
The what?
Raj, you're confusing hentai and Naruto again. Yeah. Well, Sakura is just kind of being sad about how she's the weakest, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not going to stand a chance in these exams."
Oh, where's the confidence?
I know, it's sad. That evening, we see like a bunch of other ninja trios come to the village, and they all look scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Because
straight
they
up
are,
serial
because
killers.
ninjas are scary.
Yeah, but the three ninja we hang out with are a couple of little fucking idiots.
Because they're like 12.
Yeah, that's so they're gonna be up against these scary ass adults.
Adults.
Bro, it's terrifying though, because like even like Zabuza was terrifying to these kids,
Yeah.
but now like they're dealing with actual terrifying.
I know.
Dudes. Zabuza was just built like that.
That's just the whole world, bro. The next day, Naruto meets up with Konohamaru, Moegi, and Udon to play ninja, as he presumably just kind of has the 5 days off. But Moegi is suddenly kidnapped by this random ninja who just appears.
Pedophile jutsu, bro.
Pedophile jutsu!
That's how ninja pedophiles work. They straight up just go in, smoke out.
Yes? Do you have a comment about pedophile jutsu?
I was gonna try and make a funny joke, but I couldn't think of one. I'll come back to it.
Wait, why did you have to specify funny joke?
Because sometimes I make jokes that aren't very
Okay,
funny.
sure. All right, well, that makes sense, I guess. Anyways, without hesitation, the boys rush after her. The enemy ninja is actually surprised that Naruto can keep pace as the two rush through the woods, leaving Konohamaru and Udon in their sort of dust. taking the time to tie Moegi to a tree. I don't know when he had the time to do that, but the villain allows Naruto to catch up and then demands that Naruto bring him the first Hokage's scroll of sealing for him to release the hostage.
That's, like, insane. He really just made, like, life or death in 20 seconds.
Yeah. No, this is, like, such a weird random attack.
Also, he, like, just woke up.
Yeah.
That is awful.
I know. What a fucking way to start your day.
Terrible. A hostage situation?
It's not as good as like a piece of buttered toast and spoiled milk. Meanwhile, Sakura sits alone on a roof in the village, nervously considering the exams, when Sasuke passes by and invites her on a walk. Sakura naturally...
Weird.
Yeah,
It was weird.
I know. Because he never hangs out with her.
Exactly.
And he admits that he only asked her out to tell her not to take the exams, which is shitty. And she kind of agrees with him, which is sad.
Yeah.
So sad.
And then he's like, oh, well, I'm just worried about your well-being. And she gets really excited about that, which is tragic.
Bro, it just gets worse and
I know.
worse.
The fact that she's, like, happy that he told her not to do something is...
She's like, oh, Sasuke, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So sad.
It's not
That's all
great.
I have to say is that weird little squeaky thing.
Yeah, no, I think whatever works. Suddenly, the same ninja that attacked Naruto appears by Sasuke and Sakura, launching an attack that rains kunai down on Sasuke, immediately, from the looks of things, wiping him out. Which is literally the third time that this has happened to Sasuke.
They used this...
Yeah, just like in the previous episodes, Sasuke just constantly is getting impaled by stuff and people think he's dead. Not like impaled like in the butt.
No, yeah. no pedophile jutsu here,
I don't
but...
know if that is called impaling. I think that's called penetration.
Penetration, sure.
Which are two different actions.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean...
Oh boy. Well, I don't know.
I'm not gonna
They're
down
definitely
myself.
they're definitely synonyms. Similar, but not the same.
That means
The
not
Okay.
a synonym.
Synonyms
Okay.
mean the
No,
same.
Listen,
No.
okay, make a sentence about penetration.
Okay, I'm not going to do that, but I will explain to you, I will explain to you why they're different.
Uh huh.
Penetration
Yes.
is the action of entering something,
Okay.
but not leaving it through a different side.
Okay.
Oh, what was the other word?
Impale.
Impale.
Oh,
To
is that
impale
to the other
someone,
side?
normally...
It goes to the other side? So then I was actually wrong. Sasuke's not penetrated. No, it's not impaled. He's penetrated. Yes.
Sasuke gets penetrated often.
Yes, so Sasuke gets penetrated multiple times in the woods.
What did I do? Hold on. No, I made it so much better.
Okay. And then we cut away after Sasuke gets penetrated a bunch by this stranger. Back in the forest, Naruto refuses to aid his attacker, using a shadow clone to replace Moegi with a straw dummy I guess he was just carrying around.
Best scene, bro. The way the camera panned to
Dude,
it.
but like they do this thing called substitution jutsu, right? Where
Yes.
like someone throws an attack and then boom, it's like a log or something.
Yeah, and you're like, what?
Where did a straw dummy come from? What the fuck was that?
Found it.
He
Stole it from that guy that had the thing on his back. He had an extra.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Listen,
Naruto's a famous
Naruto's playing
thief.
4D chess right now, bro.
Yeah. With the hostage freed, Naruto throws a net over the enemy and pummels him with a squad of shadow clones.
My favorite ninja move, man.
Yeah. Net. Net jutsu. As Konohamaru and Udon console Moegi. Naruto attempts to show off his victim, but the attacker has used that substitution thing, and now it's just a boulder in the
Which
net.
I don't know how
Yeah.
he didn't see it coming. Like, you just did it to him, and then you're like, guys, I got him, look! Where did he go?
Yeah, it's a little...
Like,
we're
what
back
did
in
you
the
ex-
slapstick world. Yeah.
What did you expect?
This is so cartoony.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sakura cries over Sasuke's, I say impaled body, but as we know,
Penetrated body.
it is penetrated, yes.
I need to look that up, because I don't think that's right, and it's making me sad.
Anyways, so Sakura's crying over Sasuke's body, and the enemy's like, you'll end up the same way if you take these exams.
Bro, that's an anti-cigarette smoking ad right there. That's like,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
egg.
This is
No,
your
it's
body.
the
This is your body with 1,000 kunai in it. Yeah.
Get out of the ninja life.
Yeah.
on the
Sakura,
bridge.
however, she like sucks up the tears. She pulls herself together, and she's like, bitch, I know this is an illusion. I've known it since day one.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
What an
No.
actress.
It wasn't even awesome. It's so sad.
It's okay because she's like, I knew this was an illusion. Sasuke would never
Never.
care about me.
That's true.
That broke my heart. I really don't care for her, but this time I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
no wonder she sucks. She's hurt.
It was sad. She calls the enemy a coward, facing down his attack fearlessly. He like throws his umbrella at her, and she just like walks
Cleans
right
right
through
through
it.
it.
Yeah, and the illusion fades away.
Bitch didn't even flinch.
Yeah, for real. And she's like, illusion or no, I'm gonna take down the enemy. I'm gonna beat the exams. Though she is still pretty nervous about it. Yeah. And then we cut to Sasuke, who I guess also had an encounter with this enemy ninja, but we just see him kick his ass.
That's the power of Sasuke.
Yeah, they don't come up with any sort of story for
Because
that.
they
he
don't
just-
care.
just
They're like,
beats
he's
ass.
tough.
Yeah, he's tough. That's enough. Oh, fuck, that rhymes.
Yeah, it did.
Oh my god, I figured out the difference.
Okay.
So penetration is the action or process of making a way through or into something.
Uh-huh.
To impale is to pierce or transfix with a sharp instrument.
So
So
it's
penetration is
Impale.
impaling but softer.
Okay.
It's dull.
Yeah.
So like if it's a blade, you're being impaled.
Yeah.
If it's a spoon, you're being penetrated.
Butter knife.
Depends on the
Up
butter
for
knife.
debate?
That's a
Depends on the butter knife.
Butter knife up for debate.
I mean, it is, right?
Send us reader responses. Which side are you on?
Have you been
Penetrated?
penetrated by a butter knife?
Oh my god.
Send us your story. Tell us your tale.
That is
5-star review.
I hate that so much. Oh my god. I hate everything about that sentence. That night, Kakashi is joined by that enemy ninja on a rooftop. This outsider reveals that all 9 of the new Konoha Genin proved themselves ready for the exams, and then transforms back into Iruka, who had disguised himself as this villain to test their skills.
Man, dude, someone's got to get him to therapy or something.
I know.
He
Iruka
help.
needs to chill out. Doesn't he have kids this year? Like, isn't he working
Maybe he retired.
after just this year of teaching? Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I guess you're right. Elsewhere, a group of second-year Leaf Genin, who look badass, by the way,
They do.
are training in the forest, and they note how unusual having first-year Genin taking the Chunin Exams is. While they take an interest in one of the squads being trained by Kakashi, they just take pity on the newcomers. On the morning of registration, Team 7 meets up at the academy, and Sasuke notices a little change in Sakura's attitude. Did you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, what was that? I did not really understand what was going on.
So she was not as infatuated with him.
Yeah.
Obviously because I think when that whole thing happened where the illusion of him was like, oh my god, Sakura,
Yeah.
like you can't do it, you suck. She was like, fuck, I don't need no man.
Yeah.
Because she got through that knowing that like she
So
can
that
do
was like
this.
some real character
So she was
growth.
like, fuck you, Sasuke.
Yeah.
I don't need you. And he's so used to her being like all over him and like constantly trying to like just be near him and talk to him.
Yeah.
When she didn't, he was like, what's wrong? Like, what's
That's
going
fair.
on?
Inside, a horde of students has gathered around a classroom blocked by 2 older Genin, who repel and bruise one of those second-year students we saw in the previous scene, and insist that they forfeit. When the female from that team implores that they let the other Genin through, the 2 guards slap her back, inciting disapproval from the crowd. The 2, however, note that the exams can kill, permanently injure, and traumatize participants. And if you're going to be a Chunin, which is in charge of leading a squad, you have to be able to get into a fucking classroom.
Bro, these are like the most aggressive, scared straight like prisoners that they hire.
Yeah.
Like, these dudes are like, they'll slap you and be like, I did the same thing, ended up in jail for
Yeah,
40
yeah.
years.
And then
Yeah.
they tell the girl from that team to go home and play with her dolls, which is
Which, like,
Cancel.
canceled.
Like, no.
Yeah,
No,
not
no,
cool,
no,
right?
No.
Yeah. Team 7 rolls up. Like, they just pull through the crowd. And Sasuke tells the 2 guys to step aside, and he's like, break your genjutsu. Genjutsu is like illusions and
Yes,
mind
yes,
control
yes,
and
yes,
shit.
yes.
The crowd is confused, but Sakura reveals that the students are actually on the 2nd floor, and that the sign saying 301 was actually an illusion cast.
She seemed so confused though. Like they were like,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, she definitely figured it out, and she's like, figured out what?
But at least
It
Sasuke
was
gave her.
so, it was so funny. She
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I did?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Well, no, because
I did!
Sasuke goes, well, Sakura, you have the best eyes of anyone I know. You definitely know.
Which is so weird for him to say.
Yeah, I know. But I guess they all grew from their little experience with that random fellow.
But this scene was a great representation of stair dimension. Because it's what it feels like.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
You're walking up a staircase and you think you're at that place. And there's just a different
They've
number,
obviously
maybe a
told that
different
story.
floor.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Stair dimension is when you're...
No, I know the story. I just didn't know if they knew the story.
Oh, yeah. No. We've told it on the podcast before. Don't worry.
It's a good story.
Enter stair dimension with us on the podcast.
Yes. One of the bullies in front of the door launches a physical attack on Sasuke, who prepares to fight back, but the second-year Genin with the bowl cut, you said, what did you call him?
Coconut Head?
Yes.
Like
Coconut
from
Head,
Ned's
that's
Declassified School
excellent.
Survival Guide.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
Coconut Head flashes...
Coconut Head.
God.
Guys, I've been talking for a long time.
Coconut Head.
Coconut Head flashes between them, stopping both of their blows effortlessly, amazing the other students. Yes, he does have a bowl cut.
I know, but I like that just became his name in your
That's
summary
pretty
that
good.
you've written before I made that joke.
It's all improv, baby. His teammates criticize that he's revealed his power before the exams. All those bruises he got were actually fakes, and they wanted him to hide his skill. The ninja approaches Sakura, introducing himself as Rock Lee and immediately pledging himself to defend her and asking her out.
So that
That
whole...
was so weird.
My king. He went in pure confidence. Tell me not. With
We're
his
gonna-
whole chest.
Morgan, you have to say what you're gonna say.
He went in so hard.
I know.
He's like, I'm tough. I have a bowl cut. Love me?
So, okay,
She
so
was like, no.
Yeah, she rejects him hard.
here's what I think. So you've seen How I Met Your Mother, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know that one, I don't remember specifically what character, but he said a technique to get women to sleep with him is they'd go to the other room and they'd come back to that man being naked.
Man. Yeah, naked man.
That's what Lee just did without the whole,
He was
approach.
emotionally
Funny,
naked.
right?
He was emotionally naked.
He caught both of those ninjas. Even Sasuke was like, he stopped my kick.
Yeah.
What the
The
fuck?
fuck?
So he did that. And then his speed impressed Sakura. And he said, you know what? All the cards are on the table.
Yeah,
Let's just go all
this or
out.
it's nothing.
Naked.
No.
Let's get
I'm
naked.
naked.
But yeah, he gets rejected.
Insane.
Lee's teammate approaches Sasuke and asks for his name.
It's weird.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. So, also, Katie just broke up with this guy whose name is Lee. So, it's a little weird.
I didn't bring up.
Does he listen?
Oh my god! So, this guy just broke up with Katie, and his name is Lee.
It's very confusing.
Lee's
like-
sad face is one of the best things I've ever seen.
Oh,
in
this
world.
Lee, not Katie's Lee?
No, I heard.
Lee and
It's
Naruto.
so confusing.
Let's call him Coconut Head. How about that?
Coconut Head's sad face
Uh-huh.
is insanely, I think, the funniest thing.
It's
in
an
the world.
emoji.
It's
literally an emoji.
I
His
love
eyes were terrifying.
Yeah, I think he's
So
so
scary.
funnily
Like,
designed.
this is the fan.
He has chameleon eyes.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Well, anyways, one of his teammates asks Sasuke his name, which makes Naruto jealous, of course, and Sasuke's like, I'm not going to tell you before you tell me. And then the female on Lee's team, Coconut Head's team, is like, oh, it's kind of cute that he's being all mysterious.
I'm tired
I
of
know,
this.
more fucking getting all wet over Sasuke.
Fucking lame ass.
My favorite was when Naruto was like, they want to know his name and not mine. Tell them your name.
Yeah, but he did that before, and then Gaara just
know.
left. Naruto and Coconut Head sulk in the corner, but Sakura keeps a positive attitude, pulling her teammates along to the third floor as the bullies from earlier reveal that they are actually adult proctors using the transformation jutsu.
That was crazy.
I
I
know.
was like, huh?
And they're like, ooh, I'm excited to see what these Genin can do. Yeah. Pedophile jutsu. As Sasuke climbs the stairs, he ponders the abilities of the strange Genin he has met in the past week. And that's the end of episode 21. Episode 22. The second year Genin with no pupils, the one with like those weird white eyes, recognizes the Uchiha crest on Sasuke's shirt, and his female teammate wonders if he'll challenge the boy. The two start towards the third floor, but Lee... Damn it, Coconut Head.
Just call him Lee. We're not.
No, I don't want to...
I know that Lee isn't in the anime, so.
Are you talking about your ex-boyfriend Lee or
Yes,
this Lee?
I know
Oh,
that he's
'cause
not
I was
in
gonna
the
say,
anime,
this
so
Lee
it's not
is
that
in the anime.
confusing.
Right.
Yeah, so we could just say
Confusing
Lee.
when you,
Yeah.
I feel like we abuse Coconut Head now.
It was just confusing when we were talking about both him and
Yeah.
my ex Lee.
Okay.
At the same time.
How many
I was
times
like,
has your ex fought Sasuke Uchiha?
Every day.
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, here's the question: who would win in a fight? Your ex-boyfriend or Sasuke Uchiha?
Are you really asking that question?
I mean, I'm curious what you think.
Lee would not put up a fight in the
Oh
slightest.
Buddy! So good.
So for now on, Lee is the character. In
Yeah,
Naruto.
we're gonna talk
Because
about
he won the fight.
Yeah,
Talk about
because
Katie's ex. Will
Katie's ex
specify.
got beat. Well, we'll say the guy who lost to Sasuke. But yeah, Lee abandons his friends to go catch up with Team 7. Approaching our heroes, Lee demands that Sasuke fight him, announcing his name to be courteous. Before revealing that he knows who Sasuke is, Lee wishes to see if the Uchiha clan lives up to its name, and he also wants to impress Sakura, and again, he professes his love for her.
Oh, dude, he really tried again. Every shot
He
he
kept
don't take
shooting
risks.
hearts at her.
Yes,
What
that's...
happens if she gets hit by the heart is what I wanted to know.
Okay. So that was happening, and I was like, why does this look so incredibly familiar? And I was trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It literally looks like Super Princess Peach.
I have never heard of
You've
that
never heard... Okay, so it was a DS game.
before. Okay.
Where-
This is real.
I love where
Yes,
this is
it's
going
real.
already.
And Princess Peach is like trapped in this... It's basically Super Mario.
Mm-hmm.
But
you
with
play as
Peach.
Okay.
But she has this thing where she has 4 emotions, and each emotion does a different
I
thing.
have that thing too.
So if you hit the sad one, she cries, and then the water sprays everywhere.
Oh, okay.
If she's really happy, she floats up in the air, and she has all these emotions. And her happy one, it sends hearts everywhere. And I was like, this is...
You got
This-
flashbacks to Super Princess
I was
Peach?
like, I'm 11
That's
and crying.
fascinating. Well, yeah, Lee blows kisses to Sakura, and she has to, Matrix dodge that shit.
But
you
why?
know?
Epic
Like,
gamer
I just want to
moment.
know what would have happened if she got hit by one of the
I
hearts.
guess
I loved
she'd
the
fall in
sound
love.
when the
She'd
heart
fall
hit
in
the
love.
Is that
pillar.
how
Yeah.
It was
love
like,
works?
That is how love works, yes.
If you get hit by
Yes,
somebody's heart,
can confirm. That's how love works.
That's
These
how love works.
episodes have been insanely cartoony.
Dude,
The
2
animation is so
episodes
weird,
ago
yeah.
we were talking about murder and assassins, and now we're over here talking about how she had to dodge kisses. This motherfucker blew at her.
Oh man.
Yeah, but she's freaking out about his nasty ass bowl cut and his bushy ass eyebrows.
His eyebrows are cute.
To be fair, they
they're
were.
like alive. She was like,
What's he compensating for? Sasuke is surprised that Lee would challenge him, knowing the pedigree of the Uchiha clan, but Lee is thrilled to be able to observe the top rookie's techniques and impress his sensei, Guy. Tired of everyone only paying attention to Sasuke, Naruto rushes Lee, but he's immediately knocked aside by the older ninja, who
Hardcore.
only has eyes for the Uchiha. Yeah.
Destroyed.
Yeah, dude, he, steps aside and then, bam, just kicks him against the wall.
Concusses him. He's out for a while.
Yeah.
I noticed something here that
Yes.
was really interesting.
I'm
So
interested.
most of the shadows that they have had on all the characters throughout these 3 episodes
Uh-huh.
were color-based shadows. So
Yeah.
it was just a darker color. And then during this, I noticed it the most on Naruto's face. All the shadows were line-based shadows.
More line talk.
Dude, honestly, I'm so glad Morgan's here. I don't even
I
look
noticed
at
that
shadows.
too.
Yeah.
It completely changes the emotion. It makes it much harsher and it makes it much more aggressive.
Yeah.
Which
Because of the fight?
in that moment, Naruto was
Yeah.
and angry and aggressive, and obviously he's been aggressive in the rest of his fights, but in that moment is when
Yeah.
he's like, I'm stepping up.
Interesting.
And then
Naruto.
his
So
lines
much
come out,
more
and
than
then
me.
And then he just gets knocked aside.
and then his lines melt away.
Oh.
When he is
His
at that
lines
moment where
melt
he's not,
away.
his shadows go back to just being color-based shadows, which probably wasn't intentional. But if you think about it, it could.
I
be
mean, I
intentional.
love assigning meaning to... Assume genius. That's what they say. That's what they say you should
you
do.
thought about it so much, my head was just like, oh, cross-hatching. And that was really it.
Well,
I
cross-hatching-
noticed it, but I
Well-
was like,
I mean, that's
Jargon.
fun.
Well, that's because I'm a photographer and I have to force meaning on
Don't
things.
know cross.
You're a
whatever the
painter
fuck
and you're
that
supposed
was.
to be like,
Don't know what that
this
means.
is a painting.
Yes. Famously, painting has no artistic value.
there's no meaning behind it, just this is a painting.
This is a painting.
Wow.
That's all I
That
do.
is a conversation we cannot start right now.
But this is a painting.
it's
The
just...
entire VA would kill you right now.
I didn't say there's no meaning to painting, but I'm saying...
You implied it.
It's the implication.
I
It's
also
the implication.
Yes. Well, anyone can paint. There's no meaning behind it.
I didn't mean that there's no meaning behind painting. I mean that as a photographer, making meaning in an image of something that already exists can be difficult, and I think painters are incredible because it's so natural for them to find meaning in things and make beautiful things out of things that aren't there.
Yes.
Nice save, dude.
Nice
Thank
save. Very nice save.
Dude, there's a sound effect after when Naruto gets clapped. It's the little bone rattle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it annoys me to no end.
Interesting.
More strobing happened there
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Recognizing Lee's skill, Sasuke accepts his challenge, but Sakura fears that they won't register in time because they only have half an hour to do
Oh
it.
my god, Sakura, shut up. It's ninja school.
Yeah, well, Sasuke's confident that he can defeat Lee, and he charges at him. The older Genin silently apologizes to his master because he plans to use a forbidden move in the upcoming duel.
Bro, he really said, forgive me, master, but I have to go all out for this
for real.
one.
And then he dodges Sasuke's punch and launches 2 consecutive spinning kicks from the side and knocks Sasuke to the ground.
This is where the last 3 episodes' budgets have gone. Is this one
Yeah,
fight?
it's just one fight. Honestly, though, they've looked nice. They've looked nicer than the other ones.
These last 3 have been so cartoony. That
Yeah,
it's
cartoony,
really just,
yeah.
Which can be really nice, but also the way the dust moved was not
Yeah.
animated at all. There was very few frames.
Yeah,
It looked like they took like a spray brush. It was like,
Literally just, yeah.
and then just strobed it.
you know, whatever saves time.
I mean, I guess.
Podcast word of the day is strobe. Morgan, can you give us a definition? 'Cause I totally know it.
It's when something impales something.
With a butter
She
knife.
defined it at the very beginning of the episode. That's why she keeps referencing it.
Well, animation strobe is very different than a light strobe.
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, look it up while I read this next bit. Sakura can't understand how Lee broke through Sasuke's guard, and Sasuke desperately tries to analyze what kind of ninjutsu or genjutsu his opponent could be utilizing. Like I said, genjutsu is like illusions and shit. Ninjutsu is like the magic powers.
Got it.
Like the clones or like shooting fire or some shit like that.
Okay.
That's called ninjutsu.
Bro, you ever look at Sasuke, those stupid little arm things he wears? And
Yeah,
like,
what the
why?
fuck are
It's
those?
so lame.
Forearm
Did he
warmers?
always have them?
Yeah.
Dude, that's weird.
I know.
But there was something with arms,
Uh-huh.
because Sasuke has those things,
Yeah.
but Bowl Cut had his hands and forearms
Bandages,
wrapped.
yeah.
But there's a reason for that. There's like
Are you just stating what they look like?
Yeah.
Arguably that.
for our blind viewers.
Yeah, really.
Now you
You're-
know some character design.
We are now
Blind friendly.
no
Blind friendly.
what is
Blind?
Helen Keller.
Oh, Braille. We're a Braille podcast.
No, we're not. We are accessible
Oh,
to our
I thought you were going
blind.
to say Braille.
We are Braille.
All podcasts blind friendly because they're
Not the ones
audio?
that are like,
Well, not
we
the ones
hate
that are-
blind people.
Not the ones that are based off of a visual thing.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Not
Like-
once have we described how anything actually looks except for everything I've
Yeah.
said the entire time.
Like a painting podcast. That would be bad for blind people.
It'd be a good podcast idea if you like did it like you describe yourself drawing the painting, they could follow along and submit what their theirs looks like. It'd be so nice.
Like
be
Bob
so
Ross, but
interesting.
audio
Bob
only.
Ross, audio only.
Oh my god, let's see.
That's not bad. Anyways, Sasuke.
That's trademarked. I hear you guys over there. It's trademarked now. All I want is credit.
Yeah. Sasuke unleashes his Sharingan, that red thing in his eyes, which is it amazes Sakura because she wasn't there, much like you guys who didn't see the episodes
Yeah.
when he used it last time. But Kakashi has the Sharingan in one of his eyes, and that's like all he does is use that.
Yeah.
So for her to see it in 2 eyes, it's like blowing her mind. She didn't even know that was possible.
Yes.
Sasuke again charges Lee, but despite Sakura's certainty that Sasuke will win, Lee repels Sasuke with a single kick, revealing that he uses neither genjutsu nor ninjutsu. Exchanging a few punches with Sasuke, Lee lands a solid hit on the Uchiha's torso before continuing and explaining that he only uses taijutsu, which is hand-to-hand combat, like real-life martial arts.
It's
My
crazy.
question
Oh.
Yes,
is why didn't they just call it jujitsu?
That's a whole different thing.
it's already taken.
Ma-
No, I don't know. It's
Uh,
probably means something in Japanese, to be honest.
I mean, all of the things probably mean something in Japanese, but jujitsu is probably
But maybe jujitsu is like a specific form of martial arts.
But
so.
anyway, the whole taijutsu thing, I think like what I said earlier, the whole budget went into this scene is because you could actually like see the impact of what Lee is doing. To emphasize that this is pure ass kicking.
Yeah.
Because even like Sasuke kick, it's like a kick. But when he like sidestepped Naruto, it was like you can feel the force of
Yeah.
his hand on his head. It's Michael Jordan dunking his
Because
ass.
they use lines.
Lines.
Yeah, no, it's badass. Also, jujitsu is a specific thing, but taijutsu is just like all hand-to-hand combat. So maybe jujutsu exists in this world.
We'll find out.
And it would fall under the under the umbrella of taijutsu.
I guess we'll find out.
While the Sharingan can read hand signs and predict and copy ninjutsu and genjutsu, being able to see Lee's movements won't be enough to counter his raw physical power and speed. Lee
it's like a straight up the bio of like a gay male porn star.
Yeah.
Like, just a straight up
raw
like,
physical power and speed.
that's casting right there.
Absolutely. It's marketing, man.
Marketing.
Lee declares that there are 2 types of ninja, those born with skill, like Sasuke, and those who must work for everything they have, like himself, and Sasuke is at a disadvantage against someone like Lee.
Bro, he says it with such confidence, too.
Yeah, I like this guy, honestly.
Lee is badass.
Yeah. Again, the anime's Lee.
Again,
Come on, to go out in public with that haircut, that took a lot of courage, don't you think? Could you do it?
I think I'm doing it right now.
Not at all.
A little bit.
Come on.
What?
His was shaped so perfectly like a coconut.
I haven't styled it.
Ah, there it is.
It was all bull.
Lee kicks Sasuke up high with one powerful blow, appearing beneath him mid-air and unwrapping his hands to unleash his finishing move. Before he can, however, a pinwheel flies through the air and pins the bandage to the wall.
Crazy.
Incredible.
And it appears to have been thrown by a talking turtle.
Okay. I immediately wrote, I was like, what? Where the fuck did the giant red tortoise come from? And then I was like, okay, good. Naruto's also confused with this turtle area. It's not just me.
It's weird.
And then he's asking them, it's a turtle, right? As if it was possibly a human being.
I know. No, and then he goes, you guys are seeing a turtle, right? And Sakura's like, clearly yes.
Yeah, and
his whole
he's
reasoning is like,
see, turtles can be sensei too, like as if it was like an equality thing.
I love the entire bit where Naruto's like, is he talking to a turtle? Is he now apologizing to the turtle? Is the turtle talking back?
Yeah, he's really trying to be woke by noting that a turtle can be a sensei.
Yeah.
But so Lee like flips to the ground to land by the turtle because it's yelling at him, and Sasuke like falls to the floor. Sakura has to catch him, and he's like shaking by how like fucked up Lee made him.
Her knees have to be chafed.
Yeah. The turtle keeps yelling at Lee, and that's when Naruto gets all confused and starts asking what the fuck is going on.
Is that a turtle?
And Sasuke's like mad because he just lost to this weird ass motherfucker talking to a turtle.
He didn't even like lose. He just got like,
He got destroyed.
Yeah,
he got penetrated, bro. The turtle announces the arrival of Lee's actual sensei. This is not actually the sensei. Then, in a flash of smoke, the most flamboyant ass motherfucker.
And he was literally just Lee, but with cheekbones.
No,
that's
genuinely.
no, Lee is literally him.
Without
Yes,
cheekbones.
without cheekbones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was very much so like reminiscent of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Because he was like this beautiful man, but somehow like a weird 80s rock star.
Yeah.
Because that's what all of JoJo's is.
He
if you're not
shows up
familiar.
Doing this flamboyant pose. And there's smoke everywhere.
It's incredible.
And he's got this massive grin. He goes, "Hey, everybody, how's it going?" So
I thought I was dreaming.
I mean, I love it, but it's so weird.
His voice actor's amazing.
And then Lee's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do my punishment," and he punches him across the room. It's just nonsense.
Oh.
Then he runs over to Lee and starts sobbing, and he's like, "I had to punch you. It's for your own good."
This voice that you're
That's what he sounds like, right? And then Lee starts crying too. He's like, "Oh, I understand, Sensei, of course."
So romantic.
And then they imagine they're on ocean cliffs by a sunset, and there's water, and they're like crying out into the sunset. And Team 7 is just watching, like, what the fuck is going on?
Even the turtle was crying.
And then Naruto is like, "Wow, it's kind of sweet."
Dude, no, that's so sad.
I know.
Dude, everyone else is like, "Dude, what are you talking about? Naruto doesn't have a fucking
Bro,
to hug him."
wouldn't you rather have a sensei like Guy than Kakashi?
Dead ass, bro. Dude, Guy, I'm on the Guy train.
Yeah, for real. I love this motherfucker.
Wait, so the flamboyant guy is named Guy?
Yeah,
I
his name's
missed that
Guy.
and I was very confused.
Yeah. Guy consoles Lee. They're both still crying, and he's like, "Oh, I get it. You're in between being a young man." Yeah. Oh, read it. Can you do the voice?
You're caught between. You're just caught in between. You're too old to be called a boy, and not yet quite a man.
I love it so much. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I fucking get adolescence.
It's only a phase.
Yeah, and then he's like, run 100 laps around the practice field. You have to suffer, but don't mess up your hair. His teeth shine. It's so good. Like you said, you have to style that motherfucking coconut shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Takes
god.
work.
The boy dries his eyes and excitedly accepts the challenge, starting off with his teacher. And Sakura's like, guys, the Chunin Exams. Where are you going? And then, but instead of being like, oh, right, go do that, Guy's like, you're right. He disrupted the Chunin Exams. Make it 500 laps. Just
It was like, oh, I got you.
absolute nonsense, bro. While Team 7 is observing this bizarre trio of a turtle and 2 clone men, Guy starts staring at them, and he's like, oh, you are my arch rivals' students.
Which adds on to the title.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
Great
the-
callback.
yeah, and they're like, there's no way. Yeah, I don't pay attention to the titles either, but Raj always does, and then I
Sometimes
No,
they do.
specifically just this one because I hated how Naruto said it.
What was the
Because-
title?
Introduce yourself, new rivals. Because he goes, you know how like it starts a little and then it jumps into the thing? He was doing like a whole different voice out of nowhere. It was just, introduce yourself,
Yeah.
new rivals. And there was like the weirdest banjo that happened. Okay.
But yeah, Team 7 is kind of like, there's no way that you are rivals with Kakashi. And then he like appears behind them, and he's like, oh no, I have 50 wins and 49 losses. I'm stronger and faster than Kakashi. And
That was fantastic. Because even like Sasuke, like it was a great like, what's that movie J.J. Abrams did with the monster?
Star Wars. Toy Story 2.
Cloverfield. Close with Toy Story 2. You were on the money there.
Star Wars.
You know how it's like found footage and stuff?
Yeah.
It was a fantastic like office shaky camera thing, found footage
Of him like
where-
appearing.
No, because he was watching Lee
Uh-huh.
and Guy, and then quick instantly
Oh yeah.
gone, and it was just Lee.
Yeah, and it like shows off their speed when they do that weird like transportation behind someone thing.
All budget went to that one.
Oh, yeah,
scene.
for real.
Getting Abrams on set.
I don't think J.J. Abrams directed this episode, bro. Guy throws a kunai at the pinwheel that's holding Lee's bandage to the wall, and he frees Lee, who starts to rewrap his knuckles, but not before Naruto notices that they're covered in bruises and cuts and shit, like from punch training, you know?
Punch training.
Punch training.
As opposed...
Taijutsu.
Yeah, taijutsu training, jujitsu training. Probably all the trainings. Guy and the turtle vanish, reminding Lee to give the exams his all. I guess he kind of got out of the 500 laps. Lee then reveals to Sasuke that Sasuke's not actually the one that he wants to fight. Lee's real target is his teammate, that dude with no pupils, who he recognizes as the strongest genin in the village. However, Lee notes he now wants to defeat Sasuke too. Then he heads off to register.
Why is he targeting the disabled kid?
Sasuke's not disabled.
Oh no, no pupil.
Oh,
guy.
no pupil guy. I see.
He's
Well,
like-
no. But, like, what a great way to hype up someone, you know?
Yeah.
To have, like, this guy who's way stronger than Sasuke, and then he's like, oh, you aren't...
nothing.
You ain't shit. I want to fight this no pupil
But I
motherfucker.
will beat your ass.
But yeah.
Come
but
time.
I'll be back for
Yeah.
you, bitch.
Bitch. You're my bingo book. Bitch.
Maybe we're being insensitive. I think we're no longer blind friendly for calling him no pupil guy.
Well, he's not blind, though, is the thing.
So now we're blind and sensitive because you just
Because
said
I
that.
just said that.
Yeah, Katie. Why do you hate blind
Because
people
I'm
so
an idiot.
much?
Got it.
Katie hates blind people. Exposed. Sasuke trembles in frustration, and Naruto mocks him for losing, but he's not trying to, like, disparage Sasuke. He's just, like, noting the damage on Lee's hand. Like, it's
Bro.
really clear.
It was some insane beatdown because this is like the first time Naruto is serious in bullying Sasuke.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
did you not see
But
his hands?
I think it's just because Naruto's put so much work into making friends and getting people to like him. And, like, he like, game recognizes game.
No, but even that, I think it goes a little further that, like, the whole episode's point was that Sasuke is better than Naruto.
Yeah.
And Naruto got so beat instantly, but then Sasuke even got his
Yeah,
ass beat.
yeah.
So Naruto training to beat Sasuke means nothing now.
Right, yeah.
So that's why he's just like, oh, I'm not afraid of you anymore. I'm afraid of everyone else.
Yeah. Well, just seeing just seeing somebody who's put so much effort in and has really gone past what they thought was possible, rattles Sasuke to the core. And he grins in anticipation of the powerful opponents they're sure to face as they head forth to register.
Fuck.
And that's the end of the episodes.
I love that little bit right there. Just a comment. It was, he's like, they're all like, oh, yeah, this sucks. We're going to lose. And even Sasuke was like, let's go do this, guys. Let's go do the Chunin exam.
And it's such a great, like...
It's like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all running away, slow motion.
Walking into the light.
So cool.
Anyways, what did you guys think? Specifically, obviously, start with you two.
Ali and Emma?
I don't know. I mean, I had seen a couple of the episodes with Emma when she was preparing for recording prior episodes.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember which ones I saw.
Yeah.
Or what happened in them. But this was not what I was expecting compared to, like, it was very different from those episodes. Like, those were a lot more, like, combat. Like, guys keep saying that these are, like, very cartoony episodes.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Like, I could tell from what I had seen before.
But, like, you like slice of life anime, right?
Yeah.
So, like, could you fuck with this? Like, did you enjoy them?
I mean, I think I'm gonna probably start back at the beginning so I'm less confused.
Definitely
I just
fair.
kind of, like, let myself be confused about who the characters were rather than trying really hard to figure out who they were.
Right.
I probably could have, but I just kind of was like,
No,
we'll explain
and
it.
I think that's probably fine.
But, like, if I start from the beginning, I feel like I'll enjoy it more.
Yeah,
because
well,
I'll know what the
of
hell's
course,
going on.
yeah. But this is also the start of an arc. Like, do you think they did an okay job, kind of, like...
I understood with, like, the whole testing thing. Like, I didn't understand a lot of it, but I understood the whole, like, this is, I can't remember what it's called now, but this is the whatever test
Chunin
that they're
Exams.
doing.
Yeah.
The exams. And, like, I could understand that much, and that was, like, the arc.
Right on,
Like, that's,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
what they were just introducing and, like, whatever, and they did a good job of introducing that, because I didn't understand that much.
Morgan, what about you?
I think the way that they laid it out, it was very, obviously, having never seen any of the previous episodes,
Right.
I think the way that they laid it out, you very easily could have started exactly where I started, which was episode 20, and have, like, I knew the majority of the characters' names and kind of, like, what they were about, just because, like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
And I went into it not really knowing anything about the show in general, and then I started watching it, and you immediately get who Naruto is, and you get who Sasuke is, and you just get all of these characters, and immediately you know their personalities, you know their tics, you know all these, like, little things about them, just in how they act in, like, the first, like, half of the first episode that I watched. And the arc itself is really interesting because it starts with this, like, weird little episode where they're just, like, gardening and, like, walk these dogs,
and then
like,
immediately, like,
then this guy shows up and is holding a small child in the air, and you're like, whoa, what's going on?
Happening?
And then they're like, oh, we're gonna see if you actually know your shit. Naruto, you wanted it to be serious? Here you go.
Yeah, for real. I love the way that these episodes, like, one thing happens per episode. Like, in the entire third episode that we watched was just Sasuke and Lee. But it didn't really feel poorly paced. It was just like, this is what's happening.
It's funny because I watched it,
and
I just watched it, and then you were, like, doing, like, the overview of the episodes, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Because it all just flows really nicely together.
It kind of does, right?
And then it just makes sense, and it kind of flows like a movie does.
Yeah.
And not like a TV show at all.
Pretty good.
Because a lot of anime is, like, there's very clearly, like, cuts, like, this is an episode, this is an episode.
Yeah.
And while there's only one thing happening, the way that it's cut up, it flows so smoothly that you're like, this is one story, but, like, each chapter of the story.
It's
and
sick,
it's so interesting.
Raj, do you have any special notices from this week?
I think truly these episodes were, like, kind of super fillery.
Yeah, they felt like, honestly, the entire bit, here's a little reveal, the entire bit where Iruka was disguised as that evil ninja and testing them, filler. That's filler. There's no way to cut around it because the rest of the episode's canon, but that's, like, made up for the show, like, straight up.
Truly, they could have just done this into, like, 2.5 episodes, maybe, possibly 2 straight up just episodes, but, like, it was super cartoony. A lot of the there's very little action. They really could have just morphed it. Same with, I think, because coming off of this, there was, like, all those hella last, like, filler from the last season.
Yeah.
So I think truly, if they're doing some filler now, we're in for, like, some of the best episodes.
Yeah, because they're saving up,
exactly,
and then they can really hit it. Yeah. No, definitely. But I like these episodes, man.
They're great.
I know they're, a little cartoony or whatever, but, like, I love Rock Lee. I love Guy, his sensei.
Guy is
I was
amazing.
so excited about the turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love wacky shit happening in a world where there's minefields in the forest. Like, it's just nonsense, but it's, like, fun, you know?
I feel
Guy
like
and
these
Lee
were
are
really
great.
good episodes for me to, like, come in on because
Yeah.
I
It's a good
don't
starter.
do well with
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
scenes. I just kind of pass out.
Emma and Allie's take from what they saw of the show overall was that there's more going on than just fights. And that's, like, kind of
Yeah.
the whole idea.
Saw a lot of that today.
Yeah. 'cause
That was
you
that's
wouldn't
these were
care
good
about a
episodes for that.
fight if there wasn't heart behind it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into some reader responses. All right, before we get into our reader responses, I want to give a big shout out to our patron on Patreon, Nina Kelly.
Woo!
Yeah,
Nina!
massive thanks.
Yay.
Nina joined on the Chunin tier, I believe,
Yes.
at $10 a month, which is fantastic. That gets bonus episodes, this special shout out, access to our Discord, early episodes, all sorts of stuff. If you want to check that out, you can head over to www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod and let us know what you think. If you want to contact us in any other way, our Gmail is narutalkpod@gmail.com. Our Facebook is NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast. On YouTube, we are NaruTalkPod. A little hard to search up, actually, because we don't come up if you just look up NaruTalk yet. But we just had a convention video come out for when we interviewed Miley Flanagan. Our Instagram and Twitter are both at NaruTalkPod. You can use the hashtag NaruTalkPod or NaruTalkers or anything like that. Our website is narutalk.wordpress.com, and as I said, our Patreon is patreon.com/narutalkpod. Help us upgrade. Help us get to Avatar World.
Oh, definitely. We still need to go.
Dude, they're shutting down Star Wars World at Disney.
no.
So I'm thinking Avatar World is next, bro. We got to get there quick.
Do you think they're doing it because the new Avatar movie's coming
They're
out?
shutting
Yeah.
down what?
Yeah, they just built a Star Wars amusement thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're closing it already.
Why?
What?
The numbers are like super down. They're doing Aladdin's place, Agrabah.
Aladdin.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I guess
Dad
is
has tickets to
fair.
the Star Wars one, I think.
Yeah, no, they're like shutting it down after like a little bit.
Oh.
Dude,
Yeah.
I
I
hope
think he has
these.
tickets in November. So
I think
that's-
that'll be fine, but like,
Okay.
I hope the next Avatar movie's all slaps so we can get Avatar Universe.
yeah,
crazy.
but we got to get there quick, so please donate
please.
to our Patreon.
Yes, please.
And yeah, if you do get in touch with us in any of those places, we will read out like what you say. For example, Raj, take the lead here.
So, our Patreon supporter, Nina Kelly, gave us an awesome email, and I'm going to read it out for you now. Greetings. I was deeply upset by everyone's oatmeal opinions in episode 7. It takes a village to raise a Nari, and by everyone, I mean anyone who isn't Raj. Raj, you're the only valid and correct one. My issues with your oatmeal preferences all stem from my fraught childhood. My mornings where oatmeal replaced cereal were few, and days I look forward to, if my mother was making it at least. My mother would make it according to the instructions. Take the packet, empty into bowl, fill packet to line with water,
Sure.
add water to oats, microwave.
Okay.
It was a blessing upon my morning, solid and warm, ready to help me through the difficulty days of my second grade.
Somebody's a creative writing major.
It was glorious. On the days where my father was the one to make it, I felt the most disappointment I ever had felt in my life. It was mush, as if it was childhood in damn dreary Ireland had seeped into the oats. The problem? You would add milk to it. A sin so great.
Okay,
it
all
is-
right. Pause. Like, take a note of where you are in there. I gotta ask these guys. Do you put milk or water in your oatmeal?
I don't eat oatmeal.
I don't eat oatmeal either, but I work at a Starbucks
Uh-huh.
and they only put water in it there. So
I'm not asking about Starbucks, though. I'm not asking about Starbucks. If you did make oatmeal, would you put milk or water in it? Really?
Yes.
Milk makes it creamier.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Stop. It's
So
gross.
here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well also, it depends on what kind of oatmeal you're making.
Yeah.
An instant packet is made to be instant with water.
What if you make water oatmeal? Then what do you do?
What?
I'm sorry, wait.
What if I make water oatmeal?
What if make
Are you
water
just talking
oatmeal?
about eating water out of a bowl, Raj?
No, I'm talking about water oatmeal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you mean
but if you're
drinking out of a
making
bowl.
like the huge tin
Uh-huh.
of steel cut oats that you have to like cook for fucking ever
Right,
and soak milk.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. No.
All right, keep reading the email.
All right. Milking oatmeal is a symbol of the sadder part of my childhood. Oatmeal shall never be pale, creamy, wet. I don't want my oatmeal to be like a toddler's vomit after eating 3 cans of cream of potato soup.
What?
I want it to be drier, yet still moist enough to not be mouth glue. So Liam, Allie, and Emma, your ideas about oatmeal are very bad, and I do not agree. Sincerely, Ninu.
I don't know what to say to that, though. Like,
So here's the thing.
Get beat down, bro.
instant oatmeal should be made with water.
Yes.
Because that's how it is made to be made.
I'm with you.
But full regular oats.
Like steel cut oats in a thing.
Yes, like
in a
steel
tin.
cut oats in
drifting
a
off the road.
huge tin.
Drifting.
Quaker oats,
Yeah.
right?
Flying off.
You have to make with milk.
Yeah.
Because
my car's
no,
crashing.
no,
Let me know, Chris.
You have to let me finish, Raj.
There's a fire.
Give me
listen,
the respect
listen,
because I'm going to
listen.
convince you.
All right.
If you cook them correctly
All right.
with the right amount of time,
Okay.
the right amount of milk, it will make them creamy and not sticky because the oat will absorb the milk and make it fluffy. So then you get that nice fluffy big hunk of oat.
I think that like Nina just doesn't like that.
Okay, maybe we grew up eating glue and we like to taste
Yeah,
glue,
like I mean,
okay?
like
So
I
why
guess I can
doesn't?
respect a difference of opinion, but like I really think that's what it is. Like creamy milk in the oatmeal is good.
Well, you're wrong.
I don't think I am.
Do you
dude.
eat your cereal with milk?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Oh,
Dry cereal's the best cereal.
Oh.
I thought you were about to say water.
Yeah, I thought you were I had cereal with coffee once.
Whoa.
I know, strange, right?
Have you had
What
ice cube
cereal?
soup?
Frosted Flakes. What?
Have you ever had ice cube soup?
Ice cube soup?
Ice.
Yeah.
Is that just
Are
ice
you
water?
eating? Stop eating water out of a
That's
bowl with
true.
cereal.
A bowl of water.
He's got a million
Ice in
names
it.
for it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You
Oh,
put
can
ice
I read
between-
one email off that really quick?
Yeah.
We're running so long on
Yeah,
time,
we
but
ice
I
between
gotta.
two pieces of bread.
Yeah, but I need to. we
Ignore the story.
we also got a fantastic email from Bobby Yukitsuki. He said, "Hi there. I just wanted to know if you were accepting requests to participate in your podcast at all. If possible, I'd like to be in it. Got pretty extensive knowledge on the Chunin Exam arc with a heavy focus on the development of a plethora of supporting characters throughout the arc and a specialization regarding some people who are coming up. I'd love to help out during those episodes. Please let me know what you think, and thank you all for your work in making the podcast." So I've actually talked to him already. That's an amazing email. I'm so happy to hear from you. Please email me. Let us know. Like, let me know all of your little things about all these characters. That would be great to hear. However, Raj and I are the two that are super fans, and although it's in somewhat fluctuation who are the people that have never seen anime before, we have, like, the dynamic on the podcast is pretty specific. So I would love to hear from you and love to hear what you have to say, but we're not, like, accepting offers for co-hosts or anything like that. Unless you donate to our $100 tier on Patreon, which is actually one of the things on there is that you can be on the podcast.
Awesome. So get cracking with the wallet.
Yeah, but if you want your things read out like that, you can get in touch with us at any of the places that I said before. But please like, subscribe, rate, whatever you do wherever you are is fantastic. Leave a 5-star review. We'll always read those out. For example, pull up a 5-star review really quick. It's iTunes 5-star review. Okay. For example, Kyle Rattan said, "God tier podcast, absolutely amazing, period." And he wrote period and didn't put a period at the end, he put a T. So that's pretty funny. Thank you, Kyle Rattan, for listening and giving us 5 stars. Even if it's negative, I'll still read it out. Just give us 5 stars. Tell us how you're listening and why. Give us questions, give us comments, etc. Tell your friends. That's the best way to get new listeners. And next Monday, every Monday is when this podcast comes out at 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's the best time in LA because it's before people go to work. I'm rambling. Next week, it's episodes...
He's losing his mind. His hair's all frizzled up. He looks like a crackhead
Oh, okay. We gotta finish this. Next week, it's episodes 23, 24, and 25. Let us know what you think of them if you watch ahead or if you just have thoughts on them already, even if you've never seen it. If
the rest of the outro in the guy voice.
Yeah. All right, sure. Next week, it's episodes 23, 24, and 25. Let us know what you think if you've watched ahead. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. We appreciate your support. And as always... Oh, do you guys know our sign-off? Because we have to say it together. It's yeah, okay, ready? Let's do it in the guy voice, okay?
I don't know if I can do
You
that.
have
I
to...
can't
Just
do
be
that.
as deep as you can.
Ready?
Wait.
And as always,
Be
safe, have fun, believe it!